In Chick-fil-A, do they wrap the sandwich? Yeah. Last week didn't work, so they're gonna go for number 3 again.
No, that goes for any fried chicken place that has a fried chicken sandwich, which is like everybody, right? I got to eat the shit on the way home. Otherwise, it's gonna be fucking the moisture is gonna just fucking wreck the bread.
It's gonna be too wet, or it's gonna be
you're
too
eating
dry.
in the car. I just can't do that shit.
What do you mean you can't do that, dude?
I hate eating in the car. I fucking hate it.
It's gotten to the point with me now where if we do order like fast food or whatever, right? Like if we go to a place, I will order extra shit. No, like if we go to McDonald's, I'll order road fries. If we go to fucking Taco Time, I will get a crispy burrito chicken specifically for the drive home.
Yeah. You got to get the road accessible food.
Yeah. Every time I got in the car, I felt sick and I wanted to throw up. So I just don't mix food in cars. It just does
this
not.
Bald cap looks like Britney Spears was my babysitter. You remember that fucking Family Guy skit? Anyways, sorry guys. The girls were fucking nightmares to get to sleep tonight. So
kind of
that was great.
Is the man in bed now?
No, she's in the call. She just decided that all of a sudden she doesn't want it. There we go.
Not to get it.
She's
like, Amanda, it looks like your camera might be a bit off. You might want to adjust that.
This is my fucking nightmare. Thanks, guys.
Anthony's gonna take off his cam girl outfit.
Take off my cam girl outfit? This is This is
you gotta give a big donation to that. Have you not been to a Sim stream before?
Yeah, Jesus, man. Move aside, ammo. I'm the new hot tub streamer.
There's a board behind Anthony. How many tips till I ride this plant back here?
Let's come together once again this Saturday night for the Embers of Hope from the ashes. Welcome to Come Hell or welcome one and all to Embers of Hope from the Ashes, a story following a team of hirelings as they become heroes trying to resurrect a legend. Join us as we tell the tale of 5 beguiling beings with enough moxie to make a manticore melt? Anyways, previously, Archmage Grimtooth, the Goblin Lich, and Tribute, the Immortal Warlock of the Void, had recovered the body of Kaioken Kolta, a legendary hero who had fallen in battle. Quickly, they found that Kaioken had sold his soul to the Lord of Lies eons ago. Understanding the stakes, each recruited a few good hands and set them to test their abilities against a fiend. The fiend proved to be hardier than they had assumed at first, glancing blows with minimal effort. And finally, they proved the better against him and his wife, a 15-foot-long, 6-armed half-snake devil woman. We find our party post-combat in a small cavern with a portal open to hell. But where in the hells are they? So, let's do some goals. Now, I'm going to be restructuring slightly the goal system that we've had so far, dialing it back while I do believe it works incredibly well. Maybe I got a little bit overzealous with giving you guys XP. And so, everybody can go ahead and de-level themselves back to 1. No, I'm kidding. So,
holy shit.
Yeah, welcome.
A cat can kill me now. Look out.
Welcome to the meat blender, motherfuckers. All right, so, just so you know, I do have that XP chart.
Goblin.
I do have that XP chart that is in the Discord discussions or whatever, the forums page that we have. It does show you guys the encounter difficulty from easy, medium, hard, and deadly per level. I'm going to be using those static numbers for everything. Your sessions, your short term, your long term, your personal goals. I still plan on apparently having a wardrobe malfunction. Thanks, Janet Jackson. So your personal goals will still garner you guys extra rewards that won't be in the form of XP, but every encounter that you guys have that isn't a combat encounter will be based off of these experience points wise. So let's go ahead and start with Calamar. What do you got for a single session, a single short term, a single long term, and possibly your personal if you have it?
Personal goal would be to do the recipe for trying to figure out how I can harvest more psionic food from brains, like more memories and empathy from brains, like some sort of way that I can either feed something to someone or make the brain more of a potent meal to make feeding times longer, less deaths in a sense.
All right, that's your personal. Do you get a session
personal.
goal that you wanna do?
Haven't really. I forgot to do this. Probably
I know, it's been a while since we did it.
Roll a natural 20. Wait,
right,
no.
So you want
session goal? Roll a natural.
Session goal 20. Is roll a natural 20. All right. Yeah. Do you have a short-term goal? Something that's going to take more than a couple? If not, it's fine. Since we're getting back into the swing of this, you can forego for now.
Maybe.
And then
find a resting point. Is that? Well, okay. I don't know if that's going to be. Yeah.
I'm going to assume that it's not the place safe. Where you are at currently.
Yes, not right. Yeah, I'm not planning on taking a long or short rest. But like.
All right. So, fine. And long term and personal, yeah. So, we'll go ahead and say that you're going to try to find a place to take a long rest that is safe. All right, and then a longer term. Again, you can always forego these since we're kind of just starting off. One. You guys haven't even really delved. Yeah, you're barely getting your toes in. So, cool. We've got a couple of that. Next, Gaal Hra. Owlin. Man.
Short-term goals are form a strong bond with one new party member, judge the strength of my group, introduce myself, and see what the people think of my power. Short-term goal is a person. Oh,
one session goal, one short-term, one long-term, and then your personal goal. The only reason I said it is because last time, we were able to.
Well, fuck you. I gotta change this.
Literally without doing. All I gotta do is pick one.
Just
and
pick
then you
one.
Just put the other ones on the back burner.
Well, yeah, I gotta decide which one. I've got a lot of goals.
Okay, then I'll come back to you. That's totally fine. Fayte bringer. What are your goals, if any?
All right, I'll do it from the highest to the lowest. Which
right.
Personal goal would be the highest, right? That'd get the most.
It would be the thing that would probably be the most valuable, but not necessarily for XP.
Oh, would it be long term?
No. Your personal goal is separate from the session, short and long.
Okay. Personal goal. Return back to Hyclon with profits for his house.
All right. Perfect. And then, do you have a session goal that you want to try to accomplish?
So that's personal. Long term is regain at least half his powers back, aka get to level 15.
Oh, okay.
Short term is bring back KO Ken.
That's your short term goal?
Yes.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, short term is generally something that you would want to do between like 3 and 5 sessions. But if
am I just underestimating how easy or hard that would be?
Yeah. But
I think there's 9 layers of hell.
If you want that to be your short-term goal, that's totally fine. We can keep that, sure.
I'll probably just switch that to long term, I guess, and then make something my short term. I have to think about it.
Okay. Anything
And
you wanted to accomplish this session?
So I'm stuck between two. Maintain good relations and learn more about this plane or this realm.
When you say this plane or realm, are you talking about hell, or are you talking about the prime material that you had
Prime.
been on? Gotcha. Yeah, that'd be fine. Learn about the prime material realm might be something that you could inquire about from the people in your group. Could be a good amount of learning there. Certainly. What?
Okay, so yeah, that'll be it.
What about Wimsy, Mr. Baird?
So for session, I'm gonna start something easy. I'm gonna start easy. Just heal an ally.
That's a good goal.
Personal. To save a soul in every meaning of the way.
All right. That's a very interesting goal. Nice.
Long term. The other ones are long term and short term, right?
Yeah.
For long term, these are the ones I'm having tough with. I don't know what to do for those two.
I would say think long term of something that you don't think is going to happen within the next month or two of sessions.
Okay, and a short term, like 2 sessions.
I would say session goal is what you think you can do tonight. Short term is something you think you can do within the next 3 to 4 sessions, and long term would be anything between the next 2 months and farther out.
Okay.
That's pretty accurate.
I guess for
Don't ask me because all my characters die before I get to my short term, so I don't know.
You know what?
That's a good point.
For long term, I'm just gonna start another orgy.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome.
I am so down with this goal. Let's go, baby.
like
Short term. Learn a new song.
All right. Look at you. Perfect. And then Miss Maison, Cilia. What do you got for Goldie goals?
Session goal. I want to use a soul trinket.
Nice.
My short-term goal is to gain information as to where Kaioken's soul actually is. And long-term, for right now, it'll probably change, but for right now, it's just going to be to complete the mission to bring Kaioken back. And my personal goal would be to be freed from Grimtooth and Asmodeus.
That is epic. Got all them ducks in them rows.
Yeah.
Well, then I think that takes care of anybody, unless anybody wanted to add or modify the ones.
So I swapped my short and
Mine
long.
ready. What the fuck?
So my long term is to bring back Kaioken. My short is to start gaining back my powers, aka
Perfect.
get 2 levels.
I'd like to add my long just as finish the job for tribute, which is Kaioken.
Dope. All right. Well, then it sounds like we all are ready to delve back into whence we left off. So, we find ourselves back in the circular chamber, having freshly defeated the fiendish person with the backwards hands and his wife, the giantess, who was a 6-armed snake woman. Let's see. Gaal, you are currently locked inside of a box made entirely out of force magic.
Oh, last time you said it was metal.
Yeah, it looks like metal, but it is force magic.
I cannot hear you.
You cannot hear me?
I can barely hear you, and then I hear.
How about now?
Wee.
Was it really loud?
Yeah, it was super
Thanks for
loud
telling
for
me.
me.
I appreciate you telling me.
Oh, I just turned it down.
He might.
When you did, no,
For some
It
reason,
on
it's
your
coming
character
through.
now.
his mic.
Yeah, it's coming through.
Like
your
I'm not
mic
tuned
instead of
into the
Yep.
stream.
Yep.
Yeah, I have the.
That's
I have
that's
the,
because
the
it's a
string
soundboard
muted.
button from voice mod.
Ah.
Yeah. That way you have
So
to
last
listen. No,
time-
I'm kidding.
I will force you, fuckers. Last time you said it was a metal box. So is it metal, or is it like
Right.
I can see out of it,
So
or is it like?
it looks as if it is textured to be metal until you put your hands on it, and then when you do it like kind of ripples. With what you would know, being an Eldritch Knight, you do understand Arcana, like our arcane magics, well enough to know what force magic looks like. As you put your hand to it, it kind of has like a slight give before it solidifies underneath the force of your hand. You would know this as force magic. So you find yourself in a box made out of force magic that looks like a metal cage that you cannot see nor hear out of.
Got it. I'm going to approach slowly with my sword, trying to pierce them.
Yeah. You want to hear us slowly
no,
walk
like-
through it too?
Well, at least you're
I-
not
I
trying to
wanna-
fly through it.
Oh man, something came up. I can't play anymore. Sorry, guys.
Rest in peace, Raid.
Goodbye.
Jesus.
Rip Raid.
One of my raven friends is in trouble. I hear him calling.
What is it with you
I would
birds?
like to, like knocking on a door, like pound on it a few times.
Okay, yeah.
Is it like any time that I'm asserting force on it, is it pushing back doubly as hard, or no? It's just acting like a wall.
It's just acting like a wall.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna.
All right. Let's see. I believe as we travel outside, everybody can see their tokens and everything, right? On you guys all have your vision and everything like that. Is there anything that? Because I logged in.
Who drew on the map?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah. So what you missed was a coin rolled over and then landed on the ground, right next to another coin. But I logged in today.
Why is there two me's?
Is there two U's?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Check it out.
Check,
Huh.
check. Let me refresh and
Yeah.
see if maybe they go away.
So I logged in and everybody's tokens had disappeared from my entire
That's
library.
still two.
Still two.
What?
Interesting. Try logging out and logging back in instead of no. Go to the cog. Over on the right. Down one. Yeah, that, and then all the way at the bottom, exit game, and then jump back into it. Because I logged in and everybody's tokens were gone. And everything was completely disappeared. So
Nope, still two.
that's really weird. And I don't like that sort of thing. Also, all of
My
my
new power, I can multiply.
all of my maps are gone from Karan.
Ninja Jutsu.
Why?
I don't know. They're all gone off of my account.
Oh,
So, like, I have the maps like on my computer, but apparently Roll20 was like, "Hey, by the way,
we see that you canceled your subscription.
yeah, basically."
Jesus.
So
We're in with big D&D.
it is what it is, I guess. But got me again, got me for another one. So we have Calamar and Fayte. Each of you has picked up one of these coins that looks more like a cogwheel made out of dark iron. And Cilia, you would see. Sorry, because you weren't able to finish the session, I went ahead and just assumed that you would have done this. And
Yeah.
you have in your possession a secondary soul trinket from the fella when he died. It looks like a little D&D miniature of the guy that you guys just slain. with
What
his-
about the girl?
I already said you had one of those
Oh, okay, good.
before
I
you
couldn't
left
remember.
last week. Well. So, Fayte and Calamar, each of you has in your hand this sort of like 6-inch diameter, looks like a cogwheel that I can show you the picture of.
I
Possibly.
see her here. This is
Yeah,
it?
that. Yes.
It's in the chat.
In the old chat. It's warm enough to where you go, ooh, if I hold on to this for too long, it'll hurt, but it never actually gets to that point. Within this place, you can see some magma flows that are casting lights from just underneath the shelf where the floor jumps up about 5 feet. You have this big, massive, swirling portal on the opposite end. The magic circle down here is actually gone. due to the dispelling that we had at the beginning of combat last week. And then we have Cilia, who is just freshly released about 10 seconds ago from the giant demonic snake woman before she was slain, and Harmony. Wimsy. That's it. You're Wimsy today.
Yep.
What would you guys like to do?
So after I picked up the cog and I studied it for a bit, I noticed Cilia. He would walk around flames to her.
Okay.
He'd immediately about face and kind of, still blank, stare at her and say, I am shamefaced, penitent. As he holds out his hand, and he says, from one soldier to another.
Are you apologizing for something?
Yeah, he kind of. Yes.
I think that's what Cilia
or-
says out loud.
Yeah, I know. I just got that, so I just changed what I was saying. Yes, for losing myself.
Okay.
His hand. Is
We'll work on that. You said you extend your hand out
Yeah.
for like a handshake.
Yeah.
Cilia will she'll give a handshake. That's fine.
Wimsy's gonna like just say like, because I also am like, when did he lose himself? I don't remember him, I don't know, stabbing someone or mutilating someone.
Oh no, I remember. I remember now. Sorry, I was having a blank moment.
Yeah, kind of
It's okay. It's not a problem. But now that they are gone, let's go ahead.
Okay. So when you touch his hand, he says,
Hold on. Sorry. And as it turns out, those clothes are highly flammable. So, I missed a little bit of roleplay.
So I pretty much apologized to her for when I was mind controlled and
You
attacked her. So I shook her hand and I healed her for 9 points of damage.
Dope.
And I kind of bowed and then left.
Healing
damage. Yeah, I walked away.
I see. Okay. So,
After that, I would be heading towards the force cage.
perfect. What about you, Calamar? What are you doing in this moment?
I would move closer to I forget what I named it, or if I had
Flumpkin.
named it Flumpkin. Yes, that sounds like a good name. And I'm currently just kind of like
No, you named it Flumpkin with it.
Flumpkin, yeah,
because it's a flump.
Yeah, yes, that's right. So I'm just kind of like tickling his little floaty mycelia
Tendrils.
or tendrils, yeah. And I'm just trying to get a look at this construct of a spell, trying to see if it makes sense, or if it's
Fayte, are
familiar
you doing
to
that
me
as
at all.
well?
So yeah, but when I see him again, I just kind of eye him for a sec, and then I speak in deep speech. I didn't know the elder brains were in this realm.
Radagast kind of takes a minute and goes, I don't know what you're talking about, as I switch my accent for some reason. But in your brain, you would hear that language is not common above people of this realm. You must be different.
I'm from the astral realm. I work with your kind a lot there.
Ah, good to know that I have an ally.
An ally? Or are you not a part of a brain?
I am not currently. I am on my own mission to help my hive.
He lets you out. Now that is rare.
Do you know what a unilithid is?
No.
I will tell you. It
Alright.
is a abnormality of my kind. Very rarely are they conceived nor survive. They have enough pull against the hive elder brain to start their own sect and steal.
And as he's talking,
Yeah,
he's like
this-
touching the field and like trying to like he's like looking for weak spots or something. Like he's trying to like learn what this is as he's listening and talking.
And this is all silent. Radagast is just kind of more just doing nonsensical stuff while he's speaking to him through his mind as he's doing the same thing. But he basically just tells him what a unilithid is, that I'm supposed to go out and find it and kill it, or just report back to not have more of a competition with another newly formed hive that could start.
It seems we are more alike than what meets the eye. For I am.
I was gonna say, go ahead. Keep
For I am also sent from a family on a mission. I must say I've worked with and against many a lithid, and I always prefer to be with.
It is very fortunate for both of us that we have found each other on this common goal. I look
put my
forward.
hand on his eye. I was kidding.
I can give great sucky sucks.
But yeah, after that, he would just kind of nod his head and try to see if there's like kind of like what they were doing earlier, trying to see if there's a bottom and a top.
Okay. Both of you guys go ahead and give me an Arcana, and then Wimsy, what's up with you, man?
So, they're speaking in deep speech the entire time, right?
Yeah, what does that sound like?
I think that Daniel said that he was talking to him telepathically, right?
But Fayte had approached him and said something in deep speech.
Okay.
So
the rest was telepathically.
I'd be
deep
talking
speech.
back deep speech.
Yeah, deep speech itself sounds very much like what you would imagine like whale song.
Oh god.
But do you speak deep speech?
I do.
So
So-
if
Oh,
you speak
shit.
deep speech, then you would understand that it is the very, very faint wavering. There is a very, very, very faint vibrato that you can hear between these pitches where you, knowing that, are able to kind of collect and then understand exactly what he said. Would you... I don't know if you necessarily would know what an elder brain was or any of that.
So Kyle, what was it you said in deep speech? I think you said I
So
forgot.
basically, I told him that where I'm from, there's a lot of lithid, and
You
that
said your kind.
Yeah.
yeah, and I pretty much, you would have heard me say that me and him have something in common, and that I was saying that he's alone, and that surprised me.
So Wimsy would just kind of like overhear the deep speech and then just approach Fayte, going, "Oh, you also speak deep speech. You also speak this language. How funny is that? Oh,
As he begins speaking it.
Are you speaking, or are you speaking to me in common?
No, I'm speaking in deep speech. What a small world."
You also come from a realm with the mind ones, the illithid.
Yes, I come from that place as well. I never really thought too much of that, but they were speaking it, so I learned it. It seemed like a very fun thing to do at the time, and it still is.
Do I believe
I
him?
must say, your accent is a lot more melodic
Melodic.
than I'm not used to hearing emotion in deep speech.
So
You-
Really? Well, go ahead.
it's an interesting thing because do you believe that he comes from somewhere where mind flayers would be? Is that what you're wondering, Dan?
I don't think Fayte would really like he wouldn't be.
What
used
about
to people-
Calamar?
Yeah.
I would think that it's either he was a very valuable slave, essentially, and that it wouldn't be entirely uncommon for him to have like his own mind about if his intentions were like with the hive, but for him to not be at the hive doing something, it doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah,
let-
I only think he's odd, but like I said, my guy doesn't know anything about this realm, so he's just gonna believe what they say.
yeah, I'm more or less doing the meme of like, how does that make sense? I'm putting my fucking string.
Right,
down.
right, you've got
and-
all the
yeah.
Yeah, just like my guy's pointing out that that's odd.
Well,
but yeah,
interesting. Let's see.
because like without Bruno was talking, it sounded like he was like, because he's a bard, right? So he's like excited, happy, and like sing-songy.
I was gonna say like, well, yeah, I'm a bard, so
And
I
His speech in my head is, very to the, like, in my head I would think it's very to the point, like get your thing across and that's it.
It's entirely possible, but it's not without its subtleties, right? Because as with anything that is hyper intelligent, generally speaking, they tend towards things like sarcasm, towards things like subtlety. They do double speak, but generally with mind flayers, when they are talking to each other, they get the undertones because they have a mental link. Now, Wimsy, have you ever been to either the Far Realm, which I don't think you have been, or have you ever encountered mind flayers themselves? Because not just mind flayers speak deep speech.
I would like to say yes. I would like to say that. Whoop. You want to say
If-
something?
No, I was going to say, if that's the case, then
Mhm.
it's very likely that you at one point were a slave.
Okay. Yeah.
Now.
No. So if anything, yeah, because if I were to choose that, I was a slave at one point. How Wimsy would really handle is like he's kind of, what's that word? Naive a little. So he kind of understands that he's a slave, but he doesn't really grasp the full weight of I'm a slave. It's more like, well, this is
Yeah.
an interesting predicament that I have encountered myself in.
Keep in mind that at one point you escaped.
Yeah.
If that comes up, then at one point you would have been a slave that escaped, because they usually feed slaves to the Elder Brain or they eat them. Not too many of them get away. So you're going to
Okay.
want to start formulating that in your mind. Now,
Mhm.
that being said, if Wimsy is being 100% honest, then there's no roll needed, and you would immediately know. If he is being deceptive, then we can do a roll. So Wimsy, are you being deceptive with them, or are you being honest with them?
Oh, 1,000,000,000% honest.
That's what you would get. You would be able to glean that immediately. He doesn't seem like the type to lie too much. But I have a couple of arcanas here from Calamar and from Fayte, as you guys are trying to figure out about what this is. Now, it's kind of fortuitous that it turns out for a 17 and a 4 respectively. Huh? Okay. Because Calamar, you being a wizard would have heard of magic like a force wall or a force cage. You would have heard of these things. While you haven't yourself actually ever performed these tasks, there are many arcane beings from times past and even a few in present time that would be able to perform these sorts of feats of magic. They're relatively powerful feats, but they do exist. Fayte, you know what force magic is. You guys used it in certain ways for like defense of strongholds and whatnot, but you yourself have never performed these sorts of magic. But both of you guys seeing this appearing as a metal box, and then like pushing on it, seeing the rippled shimmer, the opalescent of like of forest magic. You guys would both understand that this is some sort of kind of like a trap of force.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And it would be curious that it has not gone away. But at this point, seeing that there's more than one person familiar with lithids, Calamar is going to. You'd almost see like the guys that he's portraying start to just kind of float away, like peel and float away as like little 1-inch pieces of the mask fly away, and then you'd see him in a lithid, black robes and mob skin, white eyeballs, no irises or pupils, as he shows his true self and starts to just kind of like gauge a reaction as he starts to just float just a tiny little bit off the ground.
Sorry, go ahead.
Fayte knocks on the wall and then says, "Very few things are indestructible." As he says indestructible, his voice does the echo as his echo appears to his left as they both draw their weapons and get ready to attack the same wall.
Okay, don't forget to mark off another incarnation.
It's free. I can summon them as much as I want.
I thought you had a limit. Holy shit! All right, dope. Then go
it's
ahead
only doing incarnate unleash. When I get my extra rounds of attacks, does that cost anything?
Gotcha. Yeah, go ahead and start attacking that thing.
Do I have to roll, or is it straight damage?
You can just start doing damage. Actually, give me a roll. Only your rolls, not his rolls.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of summoned them as flavor because I'm just saying that I'd attacked and he'd attacked and I'd attacked and he'd attacked. Like,
right. Only give me the rolls that you, with your physical body, would do.
Okay. I rolled to attack. I got 12.
Yeah. Basically, don't crit fail. So.
Oh, sorry.
Calamar, what are you doing?
At seeing them attack it, he like the spell construct that he was starting to like form, he just kind of like takes a step back.
Okay.
And then also has the Flumpkin come with him, as he's going to start moving over towards the portal and trying to, at a distance, see if this is a typical teleportation thing or if it's a portal. I'm not sure if I would be familiar with like portals in general, like
sure,
teleportation circles maybe, but I don't know if I would know anything about this.
Okay.
But being leery, I want to keep my distance too.
Gotcha. So, Gaal.
Yes, sir.
You're sitting here in the dark. You can't see anything. There's no light at all for your dark vision to actually take hold, so you're in complete and utter darkness. You hear the faintest, and I mean the faintest sound of ting, 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 ting. And you start to notice around your beak and around the parts of your eyes that remain unfeathered, you start to feel yourself sweating. You can make me a Constitution saving throw, as you have exhausted the air inside of this cage and are now beginning to suffocate.
19.
Perfect. Okay, so Cilia, you would have seen the rest of the boys walk up to this cage or this box after having these various talks, do you speak deep speech?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so they have this conversation in a language that almost sounds like Wales, and then you would see
I feel like Cilia would know that it's deep speech, but she doesn't know how to speak it or understand it.
cool beans. That works for me. And then you would see Calamar go from this silver fox battle hardened person to a mind flayer. How does Cilia react to that?
I think
If she wasn't here for the big reveal.
No. Cilia would have been clocking where the teleportation thing was. And then when he dropped his form to show his actual form as a mind flare, would have immediately caught her attention. I don't know if Cilia's ever seen a mind flare before. I don't think that she has.
The mage of the tower, right?
Cilia Mason.
That's Kexi.
Oh, back in the day.
Oh yeah, back in
Yeah.
the day. Yeah. Never mind, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back before, yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be frightened because she'd never had a bad encounter with one.
I think only Saul did when he went down below with John.
Yep,
I think.
Saul and John.
Uh-huh.
Fuck that dude up before you could do anything. Remember that?
I mean, you did mind control John briefly, but you twinned lightning bolt. which
Yeah, I
you
did my
learned.
ultimate. Yeah,
Yeah. So
So she would definitely take note of it, but she wouldn't be like,
okay.
she'd be like, oh, I've only seen one of those before.
So
wow.
you see Fayte and his construct twin begin attacking this box that you at one point saw Gaal Hra get enclosed in, and you want to look at the where the magic circle was at. Would you like to look for anything in particular? And then I'll be coming back to you, Calamar.
She was just gonna see if there's anything left of it, just inspect it.
Okay, give me an investigation check. So, Calamar, you're walking over to the portal, right? This big, it kind of looks like, Doctor Strange when he makes that portal, there's like sparks coming off of it. It looks like it moves like that, minus the sparks shooting off of it. This is very clearly some sort of gate spell of some sort, but it doesn't look like it was cast. It looks like it, because it sits on top of a ritual, you can kind of tell it's almost like a Stargate. You can see this circular border around it. It looks like this is a structure that is opened up to...
Is it opaque, or can you see to the other side? Like there would be a mirror image of another
No, you can
place,
see through it. It looks as if it is basically a doorway straight out into hell. And looking
just
out,
red rocks and fire gushing out of the...
Funny enough, let's go ahead and talk about that for a second. What you would see is a blasted wasteland. Everything itself is tinted in deep rust tones and basically a sepia filter over everything, right? In front of you, you would see this massive, this is miles away, right? You know that you are at some sort of an elevation as you look out, and you would see a massive lake of hellfire having the largest footprint in front of you. In the middle of it, you would see this sort of volcano that looks like it had at one point erupted, but now it's just sort of this like soft-topped bubbling over, leaking down into this fire lake. And you would just barely be able to make out what looked like bodies roaming around inside of it. Doing the Bigfoot walk, in front of it, or inside of this fiery lake. Across the skies, you would see devils flying about in small clusters back and forth. And you would see these very sparse from this very advantageous vantage point. You would see these little small groups, these troops of demonic foot soldiers, as they're on a constant patrol scattered throughout this land. Craggy, jagged mountains appear around all sides of this thing, kind of encapsulating it in some sort of a valley. And then you would see along these, you would see pouring out like thick, acrid smoke that almost like obscures entirely your vision of whatever is beyond these mountains, belying like the volcanic nature of this range that you find yourself in. The smell of sulfur pervades your nose holes, threatening to steal a too sharp breath from your lungs. Like it's hot. The air itself is hot enough to burn nose hairs from anybody who would have them. You know the feeling. Like when you get too close to a fire or anything, if you're like in an oven, it feels like everything just curdles up. You can see running from the right to your left, you can see a blood red river wide enough for some of the largest like nautiloids that you've seen, mind flayer ships. Some of the largest of those would be able to traverse this thing easily with this blood red river that drains into the lake of fire and then continues out of it, but not carrying the fire with it. Small rowboats are actually seen tethered to moors periodically throughout, that are made out of what look like single impossibly large bones that have been whittled, carved flat, enough to walk on at least. There are, from where you're at, you can see about 3 spires, like one closest, one kind of off to slightly the right by this mountain range, and then one farther off. Each with a colossal like colored orb resting atop. You would see a black one, a blue one, and a green one across the tops of these things. Along the mountain bases, you would see like directly opposite to you, where it looks like this valley sort of like continues, you would see this twisted, mangled, like little miniature trees. From here, they look like little ant legs sitting up, of what look like blackened forestry. And then that's what you can see from where you're at. Yeah. Oh, also there is a slight like it looks like there is a worked in sort of road that kind of encircles around this lake of fire. It peels off to the right, and you do see this what's that fucking place in Lord of the Rings that they have to travel to, like the big ass gates with like the 2 dudes? Like you kind of see
Mordor and the gates of
Isn't that Moria?
It's
The Mines of Moria?
no.
in the water part, right, where there's like
Yeah, you know
on a
that
boat
one.
and they go,
Yeah, so you would see to your right this mountain range stop, and then there's this massive archway that looks kind of like what you would imagine like the Great Wall of China, like a section of that, but if it were as tall as a mountain, built impossibly large, and the road kind of dives in through that and also comes back out and splits across a bridge that crosses over the river. Matter of fact, let's do a thing here.
I put it in the chat.
Let's put it in my butt.
And a picture.
Yes, I'm gonna give you guys a pic tour of what you see. Anyways, you can while I do this, you can go ahead and talk to the rest of these guys.
Argonath? Is that what that place is called, Bruno? Argonath?
Argonath, yeah. I think that's the right picture, right? The 2 giant statues.
Holding their hands out.
Kind of similar. Like as far as like scale, you rolled a 9 on your investigation, Cilia. Okay.
I don't know magic.
Basically, you what you would see, real quick, let me cut to Cilia. All you would see is the residue of magical powders that have been on the ground that were once a complete circle that have now been dusted away. Tough luck, kid. So, I'm going to take everybody over to this map here real quick. This is just a temporary picture of what you guys would see. So, let me draw you freehand. Here inside of this cone is what you guys would see.
And we are from the cave area?
You're from the cave up there, yes.
Okay. Near 9. Okay.
Oh yeah, all the way on the farthest corner. If you see what is labeled 11, you would see these massive. They look like doors that should be set into a wall that literally create almost like a gate outside of this area. And there are these massive obsidian black, extra gothic for whatever reason, like spires with all these points and spikes, and you see these like large bodies that hang off of them that look like they've been there forever.
Jeez. Okay, I just stand there kind of taking that in as I'm hearing the ding ding chain gang behind me.
I'm gonna need Fate, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
So
And-
Fate would have stopped attacking as soon as he hit 200 damage, which I did a while ago.
How much of that was from your physical body? Like
Half. It'd be half.
Okay. So if you're gonna stop when you would have hit that amount of damage, then that's fine. I didn't know if you were gonna keep trying until the cows came home.
He would have done it and then like kind of run his hand over where he hit and see if anything has changed.
Nothing has changed. Cilia, was there anything that you wanted to say or do after walking over and giving it a really, really solid once over, noticing this sort of arcane powder on the ground that almost looks like a salt circle?
She's gonna be like, well, shit. There goes our way out. And she'll turn back to the group. I think what she'll do is she'll take out the soul trinket of the guy.
Okay.
And she's gonna speak with it. She's gonna crush it and speak with it. Ask it a question.
All right. So you pull out this sort of miniature and you break it, and it crumbles like dried pewter in your hand. And you would see it kind of, and the like a bust of like head and shoulders of this guy appears in your hand. Hello.
How do we get our friend out of your box?
Well, that is the question, is it not? That box is a spell, and it should be gone within an hour. So, he doesn't go away immediately, but Calamar, you've taken in the sights. Is there anything else you would like to do before we cut to Wimsy?
Did the clanging stop on the soul cage or on the force cage?
Yes.
He'd kind of float down the steps and go to it. From that, I feel like this is asking a lot, but from that Arcana check, I would just know that this is a higher level form of magic that I don't have. Would I know about what order, like what level of spell would be required, or I'm gonna do third level, but I'm just curious.
You have not achieved the ability to understand the intricacies of this magic. You would know that it is some sort of construct made out of force, and that it is being used in a way to be manipulated to trap.
Well, I'm going to try to do it with a third level since I only have a 1/4 and 1/5 left. I'm going to try and dispel magic.
Okay.
As I would start reforming the runes in one hand that kind of form a small circle as he like starts to push it into it, and then we'll see if my magic breaks that magic or my magic just breaks.
D20, and you're going to add your intelligence.
Okay, so it'll be a
which
plus
is your
5.
spellcasting ability.
D20. Damn it. It's
Wimsy.
11.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing in this moment?
Didn't I have something that was like something of teleport? I remember you telling me something last session.
Once upon a time, you do have face step, which is
Face step.
which is a small teleport. Would you?
would I be able to teleport out of here and get help? And
So
get the guy
Face step
Yeah.
allows you to teleport 30 feet away
who.
at a place you can see.
So unfortunately, I can't see the way we came from, so that would work.
You wouldn't be able to actually use it.
Yeah.
Find a scroll of teleportation and I can learn it, and then we can go wherever the fuck we want, but not
That
yet.
is the thing.
Well, I guess in the meantime, while we're all figuring stuff out, I have it right here. No, that's action. No, features and traits. Song of Rest. I can do Song of Rest. If you or any friendly creatures who can hear your performance, regain hit points at the end of the short rest by spending one or more hit dice.
So, if we all would like to begin a short rest right now, we can. Because otherwise, if you've started playing that while Fayte was doing his attacking and whatnot, he would not get the ability because he's been.
So Wimsy would like to kind of like approach the group going, my friends, while we are all stuck in this little predicament that we are in, we should all probably take a small, very, very small moment, rest, regain our collections with song.
Fayte.
Yeah, I mean, Fayte just kind of so he put his hand on the thing. He's done nothing. He says, this cage is very robust, secure, and it's unyielding.
When Cilia hears him say that, she pipes up and goes, "It'll be gone within an hour."
Okay, because I don't think there's anything else I can do. He'd sit down. Yes, we should rest to get our wits. When I sit down though, I'm going to cast Second Wind.
Okay, go ahead and heal yourself with your second wind. As everybody gets together, and Wimsy begins to sing a song, or play a song, or do something of a song.
Yes.
And Calamar, just as he is like, hey, everybody, you go to dispel the magic of this, and you... Nothing. So,
additional spell slots required.
Nice. Gaal.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. What's up?
No,
Yeah,
go ahead.
It's been a while. Gaal.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Things get quiet. You no longer hear the tin of someone rapidly attacking the door. Your breath is beginning, after an unknown amount of time, to shallow.
Would I, in this situation, know that the respiratory rate of a sleeping creature is less than that of one that is awake?
It sounds like you already know that.
I am going to cast sleep on myself.
Okay. How many hit points do you have?
I have 44 hit.
All right. So, roll your 5d8, and you have to get at least 44 hit points in order to go to bed.
All right. So I'm going to cast this at level 2. So I'm getting the 5d8 first.
5d8.
And then I'm
Unfortunately,
going to add the extra 2d8 on top.
the extra 2d8 for what?
He did a higher level.
Second level.
Okay.
So
Unfortunately,
it'd be a total of
26 hit points.
Yeah.
So, you cast that. Unfortunately, you yourself are too hardy to fall unconscious from the magic. But, maybe relaxing. Give me another Constitution saving throw.
17.
Okay. As you kind of sit down, and you begin to try to get yourself to like a zen sort of point where you can control the amount of oxygen going into your lungs, whatever may be left. Okay. Cilia, before the moment before you've asked a question, does this only allow you to ask one question at a time?
Yeah.
Okay. You ask the question, the head kind of lingers for a moment, and then gone with the wind. You now have the one remaining token, and the Song of Rest begins. If everybody would like to, besides Gaal, well, actually, Gaal, you can take a short rest if you want. Yeah, you can roll your hit dice, but you won't get the benefit from the Song of Rest. The rest of you guys will get the benefit of the Song of Rest.
As that's happening, can I do, because it's for an hour, cast Find Familiar? Do the ritual? It's an hour. Or no?
I think he's reading the Constitutions of a Short Rest.
Usually any sort of combat or spell within the time
So
period. I'm not sure.
Well, it's
for,
about
for rest, right? It does say that you have to do something that is nothing more strenuous than eating, drinking, reading, and tending to wounds. If you want to forego the short rest, you can do that.
No, it's okay.
so sorry. What is his song help us with?
Wimsy,
You're muted.
Wimsy, you're muted.
It's a soothing song I learned in the ghetto, as
does
some
it
of
do?
the
What
civilians.
benefits do we get? What does it do
Let's
for us?
see.
No, I want to know what the song sounds
Yeah,
like.
he was about to do a whole backstory.
No.
Well, it just says if you are really feeling short rest, it just heals. It heals you. It soothes you.
Yeah, but what does it do? They have to know what to add to their hit
Yeah.
points.
What do you mean? It just says one regains and one extra D8 hit points.
So everybody, on top of the hit dice that you guys all roll, you can also roll an additional D8. That's what,
That's what you meant. Ah,
So,
sorry about that.
now, while they're doing that, what is the song you play? Is it Welcome to the Ghetto?
No,
Is it Africa?
Jesus. Oh,
Ah,
I once heard it someone sang and they taught it to me.
it's
My
Evangelion.
milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, "It's better than yours." Damn right, it's better than yours.
Calamar and Frumpkin are doing a little wiggle.
As he serenades you all with his goddamn.
Before. So I'm up past.
Oof.
I'm gonna do my arcane recovery to get a level 4 spell slot.
Okay. And then the fighter boys, you guys get whatever fighter boys deals you guys get back.
All right.
So, while you guys are doing this rest, I would like for Gaal to make me one more Constitution saving throw, as the entirety of the air has been used. Gaal,
Yes, sir.
Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh, 11.
You get to the point where even your at-rest breath has run out, and you start to... Your lungs burn. Your muscles begin to curl up on you as you're trying to fight the feeling of your entire body going to sleep. As you have replaced the oxygen with carbon dioxide inside of this box. Just as you can feel the you hit the ground It is a hot, sulfurous air as the rest of you guys would see this box disappear as he hits the ground.
Oh, he wasn't lying. That's good.
Are you okay?
Yeah, see? I'm
You're
fine.
just not
see?
going to say anything, John?
You just stole the words from me, you fuck. Gaal is gonna start like trying to exhale the carbon dioxide out in shallow breaths, so it's not a it's
Yes,
not
so your lungs
a
don't explode.
yeah, exactly. It's not a decompression or anything. Oh, swear to God. Didn't want to die this quick. Oh God. Fuck, it even hurts to laugh.
Did you not have any air? I never thought about that.
Not a way you want to go. I can. Oh goodness, yeah. Not a way you want to go. I can promise you that. Fuck, I keep.
You're like Australian gangster.
That works.
Man, she, we're gonna go kill one of them kangaroos. She.
Well, now that everybody's here, how are we getting back?
Well, we have done what Tribute had asked initially, which was defeating the entity trying to enter the prime material.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have a way of getting back in communication with Tribute?
I can learn spells. I am quite adept at it. But
And would you be able to learn a spell that can do that in quick time fashion?
we need to find the spell for me to learn.
Oh.
I saw you two as well seem to have power over the weave. As he looks at Gaal and Wimsy, do you have any spells to get us out of here or to contact the outside?
Wimsy pulls out his book of spells. Like, I don't seem to have anything that's useful of any teleportation. I
What
can
about-
teleport.
What about communication?
Communication.
She's onto something.
I can just type in.
As he's looking, Cilia's going through her person, because I know I have a key that he gave me that goes to what's around my neck. He also gave me a shard, right?
Power
Yep.
shard.
And was there something else?
I mean, I don't think you had much on you, to be fair. You've been in.
Yeah,
trapped
I
in
don't
a
even
glass
have
bottle.
rations or anything. That's what. Yeah, I have nothing.
And I pull out, it was a token, right?
It's a coin. Yeah, I mean, I say coin. It's a 6-inch diameter cogwheel that has some infernal like script on it. What's up, Wimsy?
What's up,
The
Richard?
spell known as sending.
There you go.
Ah, all right.
That's important.
Let me just read the instruction manual. I believe it came with one. Let's see. I can send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with you are familiar. Familiar with the creature. The creature hears a message in its mind, recognizes you, the sender. If it knows you and can answer in a manner in a like manner immediately. Scores at least 1 to understand the meaning. Okay, I perform sending.
That spellbook looks like musical notes.
Yes, and only I can read it. Oh, what joy
Musical
is that?
notes. With naked women. Nice. Nice.
So, who would you like to try to
Nice.
contact?
What's the guy's name again? Tribute?
You want to contact Tribute?
Yes.
Okay. What is it that you say?
Help! We're stuck. We need out. Please.
You have so many more words you could use.
We
Ask
have
him if he's
completed. Jesus. We have completed the task.
Okay. That's what you send?
Yes.
Perfect. In response. Actually, before we get to that, roll me a d20.
Oh, fuck.
If you look at the last paragraph on there, you'll know why. There's a chance. So roll me a d20 and don't get a 1. Or a 20. No, I'm kidding. Don't get a
Would
1.
he roll with his modifier or spell attack
No.
or something? No? Okay, straight roll. Gotcha. I don't know the spell.
Or
Perfect. So, in response, it takes a minute. In response, you get, holy shit, you killed him? What'd you get? I'll be right to you. Just cast a spell or something so I can track you.
What's a good one?
What did he say?
I cast. Oh, he is shocked that we vanquished our foe, and he will be coming to us.
Well, seems like we got to rescue then.
Oh, he also did require me to cast a spell in order for him to track us. So I cast. Okay, I cast what's the level 1 spell that I can use? Cast Healing Word. Who needs healing? Raise your hand. Who needs healing?
You don't got cantrips?
Is that a spell?
Yeah.
Let him cast whatever spells he wants.
Shut up. Shut up, DM.
Look, listen here.
Hey, no. You stay
Okay,
you stay out of our
you're right.
affairs.
I cast Vicious Mockery on.
Or on what?
Let's see. On Cilia.
Cilia, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have tokens. Hold on. Oh,
I'll stay out of your
constitutions and death saves is what I have. Fuck. Okay. Wisdom saving throw. 21.
Oh,
I'm fairly
nice.
positive that means nothing happens, right? I think
She flips you off.
We read it.
It's not how you make friends.
Question.
All the boys in the yard took it better than you.
Did the Marilith and backwards hands Rakshasha, did their bodies like burn away?
yes, they did.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I mean,
They didn't
it
like
says,
poop out like a loot bag, did they? Just the coins
They-
rolled away?
They each pooped out a
Cogwheel.
coin.
Okay.
So for that one, yeah, you must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or take 1d4. And that's it. That's really all it says.
At this
But
point where he's vicious mockering, Calamar will be like levitating out with telekinesis the soul coin and spinning it.
Does anyone know what this is?
Fayte would also take out his cogwheel.
So, anybody who wants to take a shot at it, you can make me a religion or a history check
You got it.
and tell me which one.
I'm doing history. 26.
Oh god, they're both shit.
Nice. I'll do history as well because I don't.
Oh, not bad. 17.
I will also do
No modifiers too.
14.
Because that dumb as a rock.
24.
Nice.
Okay, so Calamar, Wimsy, and Gaal, you three know about what this is. This is a premium currency with when dealing with fiends, devils specifically. You know that they generally will make deals for these coins. The nature of these coins is lost on everybody except for Calamar. Calamar, you know that within each of these coins is housed a soul. And that soul is used in various ways to power infernal machines, to create constructs, to perform magics, all wide variety of things. This has stored within it the most potent essence of what it means to be a person. You would also know that some people, certain like orders of knights, do-gooders, priests, they tend to try to find these and release the souls. Because while within, the souls are in an eternal torture. That's what you know.
If no one knows, I can explain it, and I explain it. But the other two people seem to know that I'm just telling them things that they already know.
As you're explaining it to the two who don't know, Wimsy and Gaal, you're both like nodding along with him and interjecting. You guys get to the point where you tell everybody that. And then, at that point, when you're finished with that, you would hear, they're quite valuable, as coming out from almost like a slip of reality. Tribute walks in and goes, "You destroyed? Who destroyed the circle?"
That would be me. He seemed adamant about leaving, and
Of
I did not
course.
want him to do that.
Have
If
you
he were-
seen what it looks like in hell? It's god
Yes.
awful. Ugh. Anybody would be trying to get out of there. I am shocked that you all were able to defeat him. And it would seem that you have 2 of those coins. Did you get to meet his missus?
She was lovely.
She had a great
Wasn't she, though?
personality.
And not bad in bed, I must add. Well,
Trying to stay in character.
That
I'm going to ask questions about the vaginas again, but I'm not going to.
that is a portal to the Hell Realm.
yes, one of many.
And one of the levels.
Oh, nothing so gauche. You have to go through all the levels to get to the end.
Mm-hmm.
It is a portal to the first level.
I believe if we are going to continue this expedition, we must equip ourselves for the environment.
Yes, I was going to recommend that we don't go through that portal because I believe that most of you would just simply evaporate the moment you walk through. Well,
Oh, that sounds terrifying.
would you like to go back? You obviously can test your metals out in the hells, and you might be better for it, but it's really warm.
Perhaps after we are better well equipped for the heat. I need a thick balm for my thin, leathery slime skin.
Gross.
I
Well,
dry out
That's a
quick.
weird way of putting it.
By the way, Calamar, I am overjoyed that you are coming out of your shell. Not too many people take kindly to your kind, which is nice to see you expanding your horizons.
This is my happy face. I am greatly honored to have met allies with similar backgrounds and familiarity.
If that's his happy face, I do not want to see his sad face.
Well, I suppose that means that we're gonna go back then, yes? All in agreement?
Yes.
I do believe so. We think we are all tired.
I do shape change into Radagast again.
All right.
While he was talking, Fayte is kind of like writing in a notebook, and looking at the portal.
All right. If you would all kindly give me just one moment as he turns around and you see he's like produces from inside of his robe sleeve some chalk and he starts to outline this circle and he takes him about 10 minutes or so to create this circle and then he pulls out a book and he's like, all right, fuck, I hate this part. And he's like, starts going, he's like, if I fuck up even one of these runes, there's no telling. He kind of like licks his thumb and he, that's the one. He goes, there's no telling where this will send us. Okay, snap. And he closes it, puts it back in, puts the chalk in. Everybody, please stand on the circle.
I
Okay.
do so.
Okay. Yep.
Yep, heads over.
Come, Plumpkin.
All right. And you see he
Oh, wait,
leans
dispel
down.
Plumpkin.
You-
Plumpkin just.
Send the spirit back to the. Oh
Yeah.
my God. He just. I don't feel so good, Mr. Calamar.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So, he goes, that was terrifying. I like it.
It is painful
All right.
for him every time.
Oh my god.
As only a mind flayer could. Rel. Let's see here. Okay. Here we go. And he finishes his incantation with just a little bit of an arcane chant, and you see he goes and blows, and the circle itself glows a bright yellow, and it kind of does that shh. And when you guys come back, you are standing in an interesting place. You find yourself standing in what looks like a small hamlet comprised of about 3 buildings. These buildings look rather in disrepair. There is a smithy on one side, a very basic small smithy. Across from the smithy, there is what looks like it should be stables, but it has this little tiny bit of a creek bed that runs into it and then sort of ends, and you notice that the mud itself looks very much more like clay. And in what would be like the stable area, you would see like bricks that have been stacked up. They look like they've been fired, and then they've been placed here. And there's this big imprint on the ground, like right around a 20-foot sort of imprint that looks like almost like a half circle. Then there's the house itself. The house itself that sits on the north end of this property, it looks like it's an L shape, and it looks like all of the windows have been shattered out of it. The door's been busted open. It looks like there's a little bit of blood that just kind of like dried old blood that looks like it's been there. And then far to the south, you see what looks like a tent and a camping area. And Tribute goes, you hope that people clean up after themselves, but it's never a guarantee. Well, you all need things, don't you?
Yep.
Do you have any recommendations for the intense heat?
Looking around, it's like a 60-degree day out.
No in
Sunny.
hell, Tribute.
Oh,
I mean, I think as long as we get like a bunch of water and you keep dunking yourself in it, you'll be fine. That's what we used to do for bats. So
I think that's a
imagine that would
horrible idea.
All right, well, anyone
can
else got
uphold the
ideas? I'm
elements.
just throwing out ideas here.
But I will not be able to do it for long.
I'm sure anything required for the mission will be given.
you would assume that.
Yeah.
But
and
you
Cilia
wouldn't want
scoffs.
to necessarily be an umption. Now, I can give you what I can give you, but Grimtooth is very much more of like a. It's the journey, not the destination. So, as I'm assuming he would have wanted to tell you guys, your first step is actually to go to the Deadwoods. We've got a few contacts over there that can outfit you for a trip below to the deep south, if you will. None of you guys heard her do that, but she did the
What'd you
little
say?
Nicky laugh. Still, it's
It's not picking it up.
Oh,
Yeah,
fine.
I could hear it by
yeah.
seeing the
Yeah,
facial
exactly.
expression.
But so he goes, we have some contacts there. One of which in particular, he's kind of rough around the edges, but he's a good guy. Mostly. His name is Timothy Baker. He's a very,
Oh.
very old traveler. He is a caravaner. He's been holed up in the Deadwoods for a little while now. He had a whole traumatic experience, and as people do, they tend to kind of hole up and question what's real and what's not real, But make no mistake about it, he is probably your best guide to get in and out of the hells, if you will. So, I can give you a map to get to the Deadwoods, and I could probably conjure up a horse or two. I tend to keep some of those on hand, but generally speaking, I teleport myself places, so I don't really need much in the way of carriages and shit like that. But maybe you'll find somebody else out here. Possibly. Eesh. Who's to say? As far as provisions, hold that thought. And he kind of you see he looks like he's rummaging into a bag, but his hand just sort of disappears into nothingness. He's like, no. Oh, this is good. And you see he pulls out a rucksack. It's a big backpack. It's really long, like a military wet bag, right?
It's got a bag and bags. This guy's from Wisconsin.
He's like, well, this isn't mine, but I'm sure he's not going to notice it until it's too late. And he's going to drop it onto the ground. He goes, I'm going to assume that what's in there is good. Let's see. What else? Don't tell Grimtooth. And he kind of reaches in. And you see this tiny little, what looks like a book bag. He goes, well, this might do something. And he puts that down. And he's like, okay. And he snaps his fingers and he goes, certain horses will be here soon. Not entirely certain when. They like to just sort of show up sometimes. So, good luck with that. This place seems quaint.
Map?
Is this
Map.
the same house of the where we
Yes.
went? I thought so.
This is yeah.
I thought so.
Of course, our characters right now would not know this, but
Yes.
as players, you should recognize where this place is.
So
I
he
would think.
says, wait, hold on, let me see. Did it? It didn't. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take you. Hiya. All the way over here,
Yay.
and bip, you guys find yourselves in the quaint little hamlet of Ashbrook. The map that he gives you, he says, if you go to the north, is the Deadwoods. It's gross. I don't personally like it, and I like to stay away from there. Grimtooth loves it. It's his vacation area.
I'm not
Makes sense.
surprised.
right? It's gross, but it is what it is. So, I think I've given you everything that I can. I don't know if you're going to need anything else, but that's me being a patron. Good luck and Godspeed.
You've actually been a lot of help, and I appreciate that.
Nobody wants to get Kaioken back more than me. And I mean nobody.
So,
Nobody.
what's your relationship going to be like with Grimtooth once this is done?
I don't know. Who's to say? But I'll tell you what. It will be exciting. Maybe we might even create a new business. Might make an alliance to finally bring together the two sides of this coin. But I doubt it. That's fine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a wet hole that I need to get to.
Do I
Gross.
Oh god.
have permission to ask a question?
Do you ask permission to do what you want?
I don't mean to offend.
None taken.
Are we the only people you've sent out on this mission?
You're the first.
He just kind of nods his head.
That was actually a really, really good question.
Was.
Will tell you this much. Beware of a priest with red skin and white hair. He's not having a good day.
Would Cilia know anything about a priest from back in the way back wins, or no?
You can make me a history check with disadvantage.
Okay. Beep.
Is there any
Disadvantage.
more info that might help us?
No.
Nah. Any more information? Well, let's see here. Okay. Like I said, I personally don't.
Oh, never mind.
I don't care for the Deadwoods, right? But you know, adventurers be adventurers. I would say
Would Cilia have past knowledge of at least somewhat of the Deadwoods
you would
before
have
it spread?
You would have some, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say keep away from the Black Skulls tribe, as they pervade the woods. They tend to shoot first, ask questions later. Everything about the Deadwoods wants to kill you, and then turn you into the undead. It's too bad that he didn't grab a priest, but who knows? You're looking for the obelisk. That is where you will find Grimtooth's friend. His friend... Well, he's a little bit detached from reality. I'll give you that much. Find Timothy Baker. He'll send you to the Arcane Eye contact that resides at the obelisk. And then that guy will likely be able to really outfit you with what you may need.
I am ready to leave.
Me too.
Hey, I was a void priest with red hair.
Red skin, white hair, bad temper.
Maybe a tiefling with like inky red or like inky ichor hand tentacle.
I've seen other boys before that have red feathers, so maybe that. Ooh,
Sure, probably. I don't know. But you ain't
you just
having a
know
good day.
red skin, white hair. Avoid him.
I personally haven't tried to talk to him. But
Mm.
from what I've seen, at any rate, that's my cue. I'm gonna go. Where do I want to go?
Thank
Get to
you
that
for
wet
your
hole.
assistance.
Yeah, of course. Okay, let me ask you this. Hypothetically, do I want to go to Mount Asarin or to Galandria?
Ooh.
I'm kind of right in the middle.
I
I've been to
mean,
both.
if you can bring back stuff from the dead,
I have just.
I
the
mean,
thing.
I wanted to do a deal with them myself, but there was this hot snake woman who had 6 arms. 6 arms. You know how much 6 arms can do? That's a lot of action right there.
Calamar produces a soul coin. Heads Galandria, tails Aceraran. And he kind of does like a little shrug with it floating.
Sure, why not? That's pretty much how I live my life.
He like super spins it with
Yeah.
mage hand telekinesis and bing, like shoots it
Sounds
up in the air. Watch out, it's gonna move really fast when it gets on the ground. Bing, bing, bing. So 1 or 2, even or odd. For even is Aceraran, odd is
Galandria. Sure.
Aceraran or Galandria. D20 or 1d4?
I don't care. It's up to you. This is your role. You
24.
pick.
1 Galandria.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I got a halfling squeeze over there that might do me up well. To answer your question, or to respond to your comment, half the reason why that guy was trying to get out was because I fucked his wife. And then with that, he whoop. Are you coming? What's happening? So you guys find
I
yourself.
mean, I guess good thing I didn't try to seal the deal with her then.
I don't even know how you could.
Oh, I mean, I don't want to show you because
I don't want you to
Like
show
you
me
said.
either. When are
Yeah,
these horses
yeah.
gonna get here?
I am curious what a bird penis.
you don't want to see them either.
Is there a well here?
Yes, there is.
I'd like to go over to that after talking about
Yeah.
bird penises, and
You
then
go over.
I go over.
Are we okay?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go. You go.
Okay, I'm gonna just open up my bag of holding into the bucket and lower the bucket, and then fill the bag of holding all the way up with water if there is water in there.
Okay. Yeah. You fill up the bag of holding with water. Do you have anything else in that bag of holding, or is it
No.
completely empty?
It's completely empty.
Is there anything in the house?
Would you like to go inside and find out?
Yeah, because Cilia has absolutely nothing besides her weapons. So if I can, and the stuff that Grimtooth gave her. So if they have like daggers or anything in there.
Sure. Go ahead inside. Inside of this house, it is L-shaped. So walking up to the front porch, you see that the door has been almost entirely ripped away. Inside of this living room, this common room, if you will, you see that there is a fireplace. It looks like there's a couch. A lot of this furniture looks like it's been really well made. It's like handcrafted. Looks like it's been oiled and everything, except for all of the damage that's on it. Like, it looks like something with claws has come through and ripped this thing to shreds. There is kind of a makeshift bed across from you, right next to a window. There is also some you could tell that around this fireplace and there we go. You can tell that around this fireplace, it looks like at some point someone had made some bedding. And there is a crazy amount of dark, dried blood on like the ceilings, some spots on the floor. You, being who you are, can tell just inherently that somebody at some point had kind of like cleaned up portions of this, like magically it would look like, because where you see like a splatter, you would also see like a very sharp line of no blood, creating this sort of like perimeter around where these beds were, where somebody had cleaned this up very, very crisply, if you will. Inside of, go ahead and roll me an investigation check for the main room. Dude, picking through this thing, like, everything is so destroyed, it's really hard to figure out what's going on. I will come right back to you.
So I just wanted to say, Fayte doesn't go inside. He waits for the horses.
Right. Gaal, what are you doing?
So we're in a house right now, correct?
Not everybody is, unless you want to
Just
be.
I went in
Just
unless
Cilia
you
went into the
say.
house.
Okay. I'm going to inspect the perimeter and see how much of a view do we have until like there's obstructions.
All right, let's take a look at your roll 20s. So the house that you find yourself in is up in the top right. It's all the way up in the north. So outside of this house,
This
along
map
the
looks very familiar.
along the back side of it, you can actually see like this huge range. It's very, very flat lands out here. There are some hills, like rolling hills, that are like a mile or so off, but it's very, very flat lands. To the northwest, you see where this like sort of creek comes through. You can see like overgrown brush where it kind of like has dug its way through, where it ultimately meets up with the stables over here that look like they've been turned into the what do you call it? There are these carts around here, but they are now kind of empty around the property. Yeah, but you are going inside of the house, then, yeah?
Yeah, Gaal will go inside the house.
Sick. Okay. So you would see Cilia looking around, kind of like lifting stuff up, like, all right, what the fuck is going on here? Same deal. To your left, there is a door that is shut, and then to your right, there is a door that is shut on the outsides of like this. If you're entering, it's rectangular in this common room, and then on the right wall, like probably about 10 or so feet away from you, is a door that looks like it's like a swinging double door, and you can kind of see the beginnings of like a kitchen, just barely, and then the shit on the left side. You see a door that has these like circular imprints on them that have these really sharp indentations within, like hundreds of them. They almost look like within this circle, just Calamar, like really tiny needly things.
And no one's opened these doors yet? Cilia hasn't opened these doors yet.
Cilia hasn't. She's looking at the main room.
I'm going to like put an ear against the left door.
Okay, make me a perception check. While you do that, Wimsy,
Mhm.
what are you doing? Take a look at your roll 20 and you will see the map.
Yep. Has anyone checked that well already?
You would see Calamar over by the well, lowering a rope with his bag into it and then filling it up and getting ready to pull it back.
Okay, so he did that. And what about these tents over here?
The tents down to the bottom is actually just a single tent, even though I made it look like multiple tents. It's just one tent. If you want to go down there and check that out, you can.
I would like to go down there and check that out.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. What about you, Fayte?
Got it, Hefe.
So he said that the horses would be coming.
Yep.
He doesn't want to miss them, so him and his echo are just kind of standing cross-armed where he summoned them.
Okay. Yeah. Make me a perception check.
I rolled a 5.
Perfect. Calamar, you pull up. You know this bag is full, even though it doesn't weigh more than the 13 pounds or whatever that it normally does.
Which
you
I looked
know
at the
this bag is full.
converter. It's 60 gallons of water for 500 pounds. So
What about the space?
it's,
Because it's 60 cubic feet, right?
I mean, I just went with the weight because I thought it was easier, but I
How
can
much
look at
volume is
that.
1 cubic foot of shit? You know what I mean?
I'll look that up.
Just,
But
I
in
don't
the
know if it's
meantime,
gonna-
like,
yeah,
so
anyways.
I get the water, and then I go over to the rucksack and the books, and I start just doing inventory while we're waiting.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me an investigation check into that. Okay. So, back up to the top with Cilia real fast. Cilia,
26.
you find your common room has been tossed basically. You would see Gaal leaning up against one of the doors that is closed, and it has this like, think of the mouth of a lamprey, and then think of that making an imprint about the size of like a fucking grapefruit into the door.
Ooh.
and you see him like leaning up against his door. Everything is dry, everything is dusty. What would you like to do? There's also another set of doors. They look like the saloon double swinging doors on the opposite side of the house.
I'll go that way since he's doing that one.
All right, you
Providing conquer.
are you gonna like do like a drop kick and open the door? Are you gonna come in swinging, or are you gonna try to not
No, I'll
make
just
any...
walk through it like
Yeah. So you
normally.
push one open. You would see inside of here a very quaint looking kitchen / dining room area. Long table. You would see hooks in the ceiling, like above this table. And then you would see like a very quaint stove with like actually there's nothing on it anymore. So you would see the stove, you would see cabinets and cupboards that have all been opened up and whatnot. This place looks like it's been peeled. But go ahead and give me an investigation check to see if you can find anything extra. Now, back to who was next? Gaal. Your perception check being, what was that? 7?
Yeah.
All you hear is open air on the other side of this thing. It sounds like what the room sounds like here.
Gaal is going to bring out the broken long sword, and then like holding it close. Is there like a handle on the door, or is it just a push open?
It's a handle.
Grip
The
the
handle
handle.
itself does look kind of damaged, but you know.
Grip the handle and like throw it open real quickly.
Yeah, you do that. You and you see the door kind of like, and as it slams against the wall, it like, because it opens up at 90 and then slams against the wall, you see like the top hinge kind of, so it's just kind of like off now. It's going to be hard to get it shut back again. But you see a very, very small bedroom with like what you could imagine like a queen size bed, completely caved in, destroyed, ripped to shreds, and there's blood on it. No bodies. You see a short dresser completely caved in, shredded, no bodies. Or I mean, like blood all over it. Again, the craftsmanship on this wood would be amazing if it weren't for all of this damage. Tall dresser, same deal, ripped out, like all the drawers have been ripped out. There's like shred marks on it. It looks like what like years of a cat post would look like. And the window, there's one single window that has been shattered outward.
How dry does the blood look?
Black, dude. It is old and dry. There's even dust on top of it.
Gaal is going to close the door and just close his eyes and like make probably an old religious symbol he hasn't made in ages at this point.
Okay. What would you like to do from that point? Would you like to go meet with Cilia in the kitchen?
Yeah. I'm gonna go meet up with Cilia.
All right, Wimsy. You are down at the tents, or the tent. Inside of this tent, you would see it looks like the ground's been really well flattened, really well sifted through, but it looks empty inside.
Same.
No, nothing.
Yeah,
huh?
there's some like horse hoof prints here that look like they might have been here right shortly after some rain, but they've dried up since. And so what's left is just this like old track of horse and then that.
Okay, so nothing then. Okay, that's unfortunate.
Would you like to do anything else?
Let's see. Let me take a look at the map again. Has anyone checked that place with the furs and the fire and the all that fun stuff?
You want to go run over there and start looking at that?
Wimsy will investigate.
All right, roll me that investigation check real fast.
Hey, that's better. 13.
Fayte. You're standing there, your echo's out. You guys are basically just doing the same motion. Looking around. To the southeast, you can barely make out miles and miles and miles away. Remember, this is completely flat. Imagine in your mind's eye, like what is that, Iceland? Super flat plains, like we're talking a piece of cardboard on the ground, flat, with just like the occasional hill, and like kind of taller grass once you get a ways from this property, and you see these horses, two of them specifically, just at a very slow walking pace, walking in your direction.
He eyes his shadow for a second, and then he walks towards one of these looking carts.
Yep, it's completely empty.
All right. He grabs that, puts it on him, grabs it with both his hands, and kind of wheels it over to his shadow. Very set go.
Okay.
And then just continues waiting.
All right.
No, there's two of them. He grabs another one, I guess, as well.
Sure. Okay. So you guys, you walk up and grab one of these like small carts, and then another one. So you get these two carts waiting, ready for these two horses. Perfect. Hiya. Calamar. Ooh, Calamar. All right. Opening this rucksack. This rucksack is incredibly full of a bunch of shit. Okay. So you have 4 bedrolls. You have 4 mess kits. You have a chef's kit, or like a cooking utensil kit.
Nice.
You have, what is it? Fucking 6 bedrolls? Huh? Did I say? Oh, sorry.
You said 4.
Yeah. 4 bedrolls. Fuck. Hold on a sec. I gotta go back to my loot. Hey, yeah. You have 20 days of rations? Good God, man. There are 6 short swords. There are 6 daggers. There are 3 full suits of leather armor. There is a odd lockbox that has a keyhole on it that is it's like an upside down U with a circle next to it. It kind of resembles a horde symbol from World of Warcraft.
Got it.
You see 3 scrolls with seals on them with a
This is all
with an
Kaoken
axe.
stuff.
You see a gilded goblet.
Mm-hmm.
That on the bottom of it has what looks like a bird's foot with 4 claws. You see a key that looks very interesting, and looking down the barrel of this key, it looks kind of similar to the lockbox.
Okay.
You see, hold on, let me get through here.
Where's that saffron and the menagerie?
So
Cinnamon.
Those spices and stuff that you know that you would have are not there.
Damn it.
You would see 200 feet of rope. And a block and tackle. So it's heavy. It's very, very heavy.
Yeah. I just start laying everything out. And the first thing I do is see if the key fits in the box.
Dude, you fucking open the box. Boom. Inside of this box, it is empty.
Fuck. Then he will leave the box and then have everything out as kind of like fucking like yard sale to see what anyone
the book
wants, because he's
bag.
probably just gonna leave it. Okay, book bag.
In the book bag, you have a rather thick journal. The first couple of pages look like a journal. The rest of it looks like a spell book. On the front, in the first page inside, it says head east to find the next member. And it has a symbol on the front of an eye with 7 points on the outside of it. It looks like it's been embossed in this leather.
Would I know what the Arcane Eye like symbol would be?
Yeah.
Or is that okay?
Yeah, why not? They're pretty prominent. Let's see. Let's see what else is inside of this fucking bag. Give me 1 sec here. Oh, he's gone now. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Give me 2 shakes. Because luckily I maybe didn't trust our previous inventory master that much. Sad. Okay. It's gotta be this. Right. So, you would see a dossier. It is a peachy folder, a tan peachy folder, that has various papers in it. It looks like it is a report on several people, none of which you would know, but you would see a person, rather suave looking, named Vasily. You would see underlined vampire 3. Then you would see this sort of like big hulking blue guy with like these fucking yellow eyes. You would see Raj. Underneath that, you would see the fuck was he?
Fomorian.
Yeah, that's no. He was a damn it. Hold on. I was literally just there. Fuck me.
Tiefling.
Fuck me.
Orc.
What? No, he was not an orc. He
Another tiefling.
What? No, not a tiefling. He was a Oni. You would see Oni.
Oh.
Raj, yeah.
And then you would see a tabaxi named Shorts. Underlined. You would also see a very poorly put together symbol of the moon that looks like it was haphazardly made, as well as 48 platinum, and 2 more immediately you would understand them as spell scrolls.
Oh.
Sorry, 1 more spell scroll. Not 2
One.
more.
Yeah, I was gonna
One
say
more
I
spell
think
scroll.
we
Yeah.
used.
You guys used up both of the, or 2 out of the 3.
Yep.
Okay.
He's not gonna touch. He'll probably grab the gold and this is gonna be pretty. Like, I'm not trying to be sneaky about it, but he's gonna put the gold goblet in his stuff. He's gonna grab the gold or the platinum, and then the spell scroll, and leave pretty much everything out for whoever else wants one. I already have a cook's utensils, unless if the chef's kit is different.
It's the same. It's cook's utensils.
Same thing. Okay.
Oh, by the way, I totally forgot to have everybody, but since you're the guy, add cooking as a skill. It uses your intelligence, give yourself proficiency, because that's like your whole deal. Next, let's see. Cilia, you're investigating the kitchen, right? As you go in there, you're looking around. The place looks dusty. It looks really ran through. In fact, you would see the last amount of dust on the floor looks like it resembles rather large boot prints that actually like stomped down hard, kicked up some dust, and you can see where it goes to the table, to the cabinets, around, and back. What would you like to do? Even the knives and silverware, the plateware, the flatware, all of that shit was taken.
Yeah, if there's nothing there, she's gonna go back out to where everyone was grouped up for talking.
Okay. Wimsy. Actually, Gaal.
Yes.
Before we get to Wimsy, Gaal, you come in and you see Cilia looking down at these massive boot prints that cover around. The place inside of this kitchen looks great, except for all of the blood and viscera that is dried and blackened and has a layer of dust on itself. She seems to have come to the conclusion that nothing is there and begins to head out. What would you like to do? Or are you going to go with her?
No, Gaal's gonna follow.
All right. Wimsy. You approach the small smithy. It looks very, very basic, very, very tiny. And it looks as if it's been picked clean. The coals are cold. You would see anything that looks like it would be used as a tool or anything like that has been taken from this place.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I'm...
You would notice Fayte has brought these carts. You see Calamar has opened up all of this bag and whatnot and produced all of these things, all these items that are kind of laid out on the ground as he's looking and whatnot. You would see Cilia and Gaal coming out of the house. What would you like to do?
I would like to just... Let me take a look at my surroundings, see if I notice anything... See if I just notice anything out of the ordinary.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, that worked. That's still not bad. 19.
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary,
Mm-hmm.
but you do catch a very, very faint smell of tulips that reminds you of home.
Oh. Do I see any tulips around?
No?
Okay. Can I follow the scent?
With that perception check, no.
Okay.
As it ends up being rather fleeting.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and regroup with whoever's is in the house then.
All right. Well, actually, you would see the two people coming out of the house.
Oh,
So
okay.
nobody's currently in the house.
Okay, I'm gonna regroup with I believe with Cilia and who else that came out of the house?
Gaal.
Gaal.
As
So I'll regroup with
everybody
them.
kind of regroups to the central location in the middle of this area. You guys just want to stand in silence and wait for the horses to arrive, or what?
Oh no, Cilia clocks the daggers and she's like, well, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Daggers, short swords, leather armor.
Yeah, can I wear leather armor?
Yep.
Okay, I'm definitely getting leather armor.
Wimsy would like to ask if anyone has found anything noteworthy.
I found.
It's just regular leather, right?
As he points down the way they're coming.
Yeah, you guys look down, you would see two very small, images of
found
horses.
these carts around this homestead.
Okay.
It would seem that whoever our patron is, might not have known that this place is
Abandoned?
been fucked in.
Cilia
Quite,
laughs. I'm pretty sure he knew. I'm pretty sure he knew.
He seems like someone with a good head on his shoulders. I don't know why he wouldn't know.
As she's picking up the daggers.
I don't know if I would say good head on his shoulder, but a head nonetheless. But lots of blood, very dried. So battle hasn't happened recently, I don't think. Something.
As you guys are all talking, a stack of 9 platinum float over to you individually, and like kind of like poker, like that just kind of float to you in a stack and wait for you to grab them. Then 9, everyone add 9 platinum.
Ooh.
Ooh.
This was in the
Ooh.
bag. There is also a gold goblet that I have acquired, as well as a spell scroll that I will look at tonight. I would ask any of you if you find a wand, I would like to have it. I forgot mine at home when I left. Ooh woo.
A wand.
Yes, a wand, or
A
at least
wand. Are you a wizard,
Notice
Calamar?
me, senpai.
I have arcane magic at my disposal, but most of my ability is through psionics.
Well, the next time I see a wand, I will gladly get it for you.
Or if you see any branches that have been struck by lightning or magical wood, I might be able to craft one.
Or if I cast if I cast my shatter spell on one of those trees, does that count?
I don't know.
I cast shatter.
Ah,
You cast shatter on one of the trees down there?
Yep.
Roll me damage.
I think that's is shatter thunder or force.
It's
Let's
thunder.
see.
Oh, right.
16.
How long till the horses get here? They said they're moving at a slow pace.
Probably longer now that I casted shatter.
So, funny enough, you see, and the fucking trunk of one of these like smaller trees in this like what do you call it down there? What's it, a copse or whatever? Just explodes into splinters. You see the horses kind of and then continue to trot very slowly. There is
Very skittish.
like they're not skittish. They're just walking. But he initially saw them like way the fuck out there.
Can I gauge like how long it'd take them to get to us?
Sure, give me an intelligence check. But I believe, Calamar, were you telling everybody else the rest of the stuff that you found?
Yes, and it would be all laid out: the 4 bed rolls, mess kit, chef's kit, 20 days of rations, short sword, 6 daggers, armor. The 3 sealed scrolls are still sitting there. There's 200 feet of rope, and there's a block and tackle. The lockbox is open with the key still in it. The goblet is in my possession, and you guys already have the other platinum. I have 2 extra platinum that you guys don't know about. But that's
Cilia picked up all the daggers, a short sword, and leather armor.
3 extra platinum, sorry.
You son of a bitch! No, see.
I didn't want to get anyone jealous.
Fayte would pick up the sleeping bed.
One of the sleeping bags?
Yeah. Has anyone found any supplies?
Just the giant box of bentos. It's
With how they described the dead forest, I wouldn't trust anything we hunt in there to eat.
As you're aware, my palate is not like of yours. I will not be able to eat the rations.
We could try to do some hunting before taking off from here.
Does everyone have enough?
He gave us like 20 days worth of rations.
Who has that?
It's
It's
on the
laid
ground.
out in
Is it-
front of us on the
This-
ground.
This should.
Is it 20 days of individual
it
rations
twice.
or
How
20
many
days
days
for all
how
of
many
us?
days does one box of rations get?
1 day.
So 20 boxes of rations. Or you could say like a small crate with just like all of the fucking rations like stuffed in. So it's like it's not everybody gets 20 days of rations. It is 20 days of rations.
I think
So
that weighs about 400 pounds.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
It's 20 pounds for one ration.
it's.
I usually eat 5 meals a day. I don't think that's a whole lot.
It's 20 pounds per 10 rations.
If we divide this up evenly, that's
Maybe mine
enough
are weird.
for.
Mine says ration 1 day, and then the weight.
We
is
Yeah.
each get
Your
5.
inventory only gives you
Since
one per
Daniel-
one, right? It's not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, but that one
Well,
gives you 10 days.
Yeah, if you click it, it says you have 10 quantity.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That is
okay, I
not
see
the
that
first
now.
time that exact thing has come across
Yes.
on the
Yeah.
campaign.
I would just read the first thing,
Yeah.
and then ignore everything else that I don't like.
So it'd be
It's what we do.
two boxes of
what we
rations
do.
per person, besides Daniel, right?
I have rations from my character creation.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. The rest, if there's 20, if there's 20, so then we each get
There's 20 days. Everybody gets 4 days, right? There's
5.
5 of you. 5 divided by, or 20 divided by 5 is
don't-
4.
Might as well ask this now. Can I eat things that aren't brains?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then run.
So then we each get 4. Because I
Okay,
was doing
so
it
you had
as since you
4.
said that you couldn't eat what we eat, we all
Yeah,
got 5.
Oh,
And
I
you
was-
still have to eat brains, but you
Yeah.
can sustain yourself in other ways.
Okay.
It's just not as effective. It's kind of like Blade drinking the fake blood.
Right.
Like
That
it
makes
kind of
sense.
staves off a little bit, but like you're
It
throwing
does
some
the
fresh
trick,
gray
but
matter
not for a
sometimes.
whole
Hey, hang
long.
on. So everyone who's only that one ration, do you guys really have 10?
They
Now I
each
have
one
14.
box
one
of
day.
rations.
Yeah, one box. It says 1 day.
All right, so now
then
you
we
guys
have
14.
4 each.
So Cilia has 4, everyone else has 14.
Okay.
What?
Yeah,
Why does everyone else have 14?
because everybody
It's
went through the
character
regular
creation.
character creation. You're the only
Oh.
person who was a prisoner before this. Welcome to hard mode.
It
and with
wouldn't be bad to supplement these rations with fresh meat, though, if we can get some.
Because your poop is gonna be fucking rock solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you saying that meat is on the menu?
Listen, I seen what these nuts and dried fruit diets can do. There's a reason why you don't want to live underneath the tree.
Speak for yourself.
Just
I
saying.
was able to feed off that just fine. I
I
did it for
might
3 months.
not have
Hold up.
saw. Did he leave any water skins?
I have water covered for now. Homie.
No, I I pull out
My main man.
the bag of holding and like open it up to let him look in it, and it just looks like a bag with water in it. And then he's like slowly starts to he'll pour 1 gallon out as you get the sense of it's deceiving of how much it can hold.
You
How
guys-
much can that thing hold?
So I did the math on cubic feet, and 64 cubic feet, which is the bag of holding, is 478 gallons.
Yeah, let's just go with
so
60
I
gallons.
can 60 gallons. So 50.
Yeah, the weight's the
yeah.
smaller one. Let's just go with that.
Yes. So I have 59 gallons.
Are we gonna be here for like another hour, or what are we?
Depends on how fast those horses are. Should I just go to the
I-
horses?
I can wait here if you guys want to get ready. Do we leave tonight or tomorrow?
The only reason why I'm asking is just I want to do something and it takes an hour. I'm not trying to rush anything. I just didn't know what the rest of everyone else wanted to do.
You are free to do whatever
About what-
you wish.
About what time is it? I look up in the
Past
sky.
midday.
I think a collection of gear and whatever you want to do would be wise. As
Okay.
I'm
Celia,
gonna
as
pick
soon
up
as
the
as
block
soon
and
as she gets the
tackle.
go,
Yeah.
as soon
Go
as she gets the go ahead, she's just gonna sit down with her back to the as many people as possible and just start doing the ritual for Find Familiar.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick up 100 feet of the rope, and then pick up the block and tackle,
Yep.
and one of the bed rolls, because I guess I don't have that in my inventory.
Okay.
And then that's it. Everything else is staying unless if you guys want to take it. I am not hauling that shit around with all the
Would
water.
you like to remind them of what is currently on the floor left?
3 bedrolls if no one else has taken one, 4 mess kits, chef's kit. We divided the rations. There's 6 short swords. I think Cilia took all of the daggers.
Yeah, I took all the daggers and a mess kit, a bedroll, and a short sword and leather armor.
Okay. And then
see.
there's a lockbox and 100 more feet of rope.
Don't think
But as he's,
I already have a better.
I'm putting away the 100 feet of rope into my normal bag, and then I am going to go over to where that tree limb had. Was it the tree limb, or did it just like evaporate into splinters?
The trunk evaporated. So you had one tree, now you have two halves of a tree where the middle had exploded into splinters.
So it's just normal wet wood at this point, right?
really what it is it wasn't struck by lightning. It was hit with acoustic thunder that exploded it.
It'll
But
take
you
a
could
minute to
probably find
like
a shard
kind of.
to... Sure.
Yeah, if I can do that, or could I like maybe do a sense to feel if like it has the same like feeling of a wand, maybe that like tingle that you get from something that's magical or can be used as a focus.
Give me an arcane check.
I can cast silvery barbs or fear on it. Maybe that might do something.
It's so close to a 20. It's 27.
You find a piece of wood that, with a little bit of whittlework, would likely be perfect for your hand for a wand. It doesn't have any retention of magic.
Okay.
But it may very well be used with a little bit of work as an arcane focus. As a wand.
Okay. And then if Cilia is in the midst of her thing, I'll just take this time to do, I don't know, half an hour or so of, I'm going to try and do, I think I have right tool for the job. Or maybe I don't have that yet. I'm just going to start whittling with a knife. I have a knife in my inventory.
Sure. And there's also like
tools and tinker tools.
Tinker tool probably has some like very, very basic woodworking tools like a chisel or some shit. Gaal, what are you doing?
Gaal will take up the last of the rope.
200 feet.
He already has a bedroll, so he doesn't need another one. And I will take I guess I'll take another mess kit too.
Sure, why not? All right. Wimsy, you taking anything left?
Already have a bedroll. What were the other things? So the bedroll, some short swords, a toolkit. You said
The leather armor.
leather armor,
Kit.
Mess kit.
mess kit.
Chef's
I
kit.
think there's a box with a lock that's empty. Like a box with a lock and a key, but it's empty.
I'll take that. That might prove useful.
So you pick up that box and you hear it's empty, but it feels like there's something in the box.
Oh, let me see. I would like to. Let's see. Do I have anything like? I can use universal speech on it. Maybe it talks. Let's see. Magical inspiration. That's not good. What about action? No. Features and traits.
Does it seem magical in any way from appearance? The box?
Roll me an Arcana check.
So I don't have any sort of ability, so I will just take. Yeah, I would like to same thing. Just see if I can gather anything from it, feel any magic from it, or if I spot anything that anyone else missed.
Roll me an Arcana check.
You got it.
Gaal.
Yeah.
On visual inspection, you're not seeing anything that would remind you of like there's no runes, there's no like shimmers or anything like that. It just looks like a very well polished, well oiled strong box basically that's made out of a very durable looking wood that Yeah, it's got a key. You're as well. Wimsy, you're looking this over. You like it looks like a very neat box, but when you move it, like you have to like for it to make the sound of something being inside.
Mhm.
It's not like
can-
like if you go to like turn it, it doesn't sound like anything. But when you go,
Okay. Let me close it. Key, basically pretend like, okay, let me just key, turn, and open it. Anything?
you put the key in, you turn it, the unlock.
Mhm.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Fate.
This might
Are
be
you still are you still waiting as
risky.
stoic as ever?
So, as it's taking a long time, his echo walks in front of him. They stare at each other for a second, then they just instantly start like fighting, like kind of shadow boxing each other.
Okay.
So he just starts training up his skills.
Who wins?
You'd see multiple times when they would strike each other, possibly death blows, but their swords just seem to go through each other. So he doesn't stop once a death strike happens, he just keeps going. So no one wins.
Okay. Wimsy, were you gonna say anything else?
I am contemplating on casting Shatter on it. I take
Okay.
it by everyone's shrugs. I will not.
No,
Hey, I
it's
don't know.
funny.
Maybe I cast Shatter and it just something pops out of it. I don't know.
You should be a wizard with fireball because you're doing the meme like fireball.
Yeah, just learn
There's
fireball.
a problem. It can
Hold
be
on.
solved
The
with
tree.
fireball.
The tree was different. You said something magic cast on it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's try it out. Shatter.
And it
You
kind
can
of
go to. You go. Yeah, exactly. So you can go to hell.
All right.
I will not do
Well-
anything. I will simply just stash the box away.
All right. So you guys do that. Cilia, you're summoning a familiar. As you get to the end of this casting, you see swirling like this almost what looks like glitterish air, right? As it kind of formulates into this solid, very small, like house cat sized steel dragon. Looking at it, you know inherently that's what you look like. As you behold your own figure, but miniature.
If anyone watches Cilia, it would be the first time that you would see like a glimmer of like emotion on her face as she smiles and like takes her familiar into her hands and just kind of like brings it closer to her body. Okay. And then she's just back to business.
And with that, you see these two horses walk up and then piss like you've never seen a horse piss before. There is a huge
Jesus.
pile of shit behind them. And
They seem to be healthy. So he like kind of wipes the sweat off and starts getting the carriages ready to be put on them.
I'll assist them with that when they pull up.
you guys gonna make a like a bridle and stuff like that?
They don't
like-
have anything on them, huh? Okay.
They have shoes.
We have rope.
Yeah.
And we have a Hulk.
As they're doing that, I will like gather up like some grass for them. If there's any, is there any like I'm assuming that there's grass nearby. I can just,
There's actually a big ass fucking mound of hay.
perfect. I bring it over.
It looks like it was once bigger and then was reduced in size by somebody taking it.
Ah.
Calamar starts taking out segments of rope and kind of like measuring them over the neck, and he's gonna start cutting them and having them like just kind of lay loose, and then like ask for Fayte's assistance with, can you hold this end here as I prepare a spell? And I'm just going to cast Mending to mend the rope pieces together to make a very crude like harness
bridle.
Yes,
And or like a rope. Yeah, gotcha.
Attach that to at least one of the horses to the cart.
Cool.
Or do we have 2 carts? Am I doing this for?
He gathered 2 carts, and you guys have 2 horses.
Does it look like more than one person can ride in the cart?
If the carts are completely empty, you could probably sit 2 people in one.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll start doing that on the next part with the assistance. I'm just gonna say I use 100 feet of rope though.
Sure. Why not?
Because to go around the horses and then go back, and because I want it to be like snug through the chest, not just like choking them.
Okay. Do one of you guys want to make animal handling checks with advantage, or do both of you guys want to make your own separate animal handling checks, as these horses are like around you?
I'm up for whatever.
What's your animal handling like, if I may ask?
I could probably do it. I'm pretty good.
Okay.
If you want to just give me advantage.
Yeah, I'll give you advantage.
Dope. Go ahead and roll me animal handling with advantage. All right.
Nice.
Yep.
Way better than I could have done.
They're not necessarily apprehensive at first, but these are loosely trained. You would be able to gather with your bonus alone that they are loosely trained horses. They're not like military grade, like follow orders and whatnot. These are horses that have likely been broken, but not actually like trained. But yeah, you're able to calm them. You're able to like be near them, and they're oh, okay, this is what we're doing. And you are able to, probably takes you right around like a half hour with all of the, because it takes a minute to cast Mending, all of the different individual points in order to make this sort of harness times 2.
Right.
But yeah, about a half hour later, and you've got that. You have 2 horses that have these rope harnesses on. You even are able to make a couple of reins on them. And you guys have 2 horses with 2 carts. The carts each can carry 2 people.
Okay, yeah. All the extra stuff that people didn't want, he kind of starts putting in the carriage just in case. Or sorry, the cart.
Cart. Okay.
And then same with like the extra food, like just pretty much like stuff that people wouldn't want to carry in a battle.
Pretty much everything that nobody grabbed.
Yeah, just yeah. So he just starts putting this stuff there and like starts securing it down with rope.
Okay, so one of these carts can carry 1 person, the other cart can carry 2 people, and then you can have 1 person riding on the back of either of these horses. So you're pretty well full up. Sweet, and you guys want to begin to follow the map towards the north to the Deadwoods?
Or do we want to take a long rest?
Well, a long rest is also a really good idea. That way some of us can recover spell slots if possible.
Oh yeah.
I think at this point in time, it might be wise to sit down, take in our situation, and
And ponder why you sound like that.
I mean that too, but think about things over. Maybe talk about ourselves a little bit, because we kind of just got thrown together. And hey, you go there, kill that thing. If you see his wife, kill it too, but if you don't have to, kind of thing. And then, hey, boss, come get us. And he came get us, and now we're here. So, I mean, I don't know you guys don't know anyone else really in this party. I mean, not in
I am willing to rest, but I would rather continue to get closer to the Deadwood We have a ways to go according to the map.
Is everyone here? Where is Cilia?
Right there with her new.
Yeah, I didn't go far. I literally just turned around and sat down and did what I had to do.
So,
And
I think as a
What-
group, we should decide on some things to help it flow better so we don't spend time talking in circles. Is this going to be a democracy where all our votes count as equal? Or should we elect a leader of the group so that they can decide?
I feel like starting a democracy is not a bad idea.
I have spent my
All
life
methods
under
have pros and
servitude,
cons.
under not my own will. I respect what you have to say and what you want to do. If we don't feel ready to continue, all I would say is let's move forward slightly closer to our destination.
It wouldn't be a bad idea to just, let's just start start heading our way, and if we need to rest, we'll rest.
Does anyone here
It's
know?
still midday,
about
right? It's like
Deadwood?
noon, afternoon, probably like 2 o'clock at this point.
It's like right around 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's still pretty, it's a good time.
It's past midday, but it's not quite sundown.
The birds are chirping, the roosters are fucking.
Cilia heard Gaal's question, and she speaks up. I know a little bit, but my information on the Deadwoods is very outdated. So I don't know what it's like now. But back when it started, it was in a more controlled area. And it sounds like it is spread and just gotten worse.
DM.
I'll repeat. Does this mean that we want to just have a democratic voting process on every thing?
I'm willing to hear out what everyone says, but I'm going to have my own strong opinion.
Okay, I just am asking you to agree upon a method. So it looks like we all agree on a voting process where everyone is equal.
Or we let the coin decide.
Okay,
DM.
so now that
No,
we've
let's vote.
decided that, now we can decide upon what we do now. Who wants to stay here and rest before heading out?
What were you going to say, Josh?
In my line of work, what I have heard about rumors of Deadwood.
Yes. You can roll me a
What would
history
I
check,
know?
but roll me a history check. And Fayte, you were
Stay or go vote.
Yes, I'm asking for a vote.
Okay, well, what's your vote?
I would vote to rest first.
I rolled a 15.
I vote to go.
I will also vote to go.
I don't really care either way, so I'll go with majority.
Oh boy.
go. You're the tiebreaker.
I would like to know what I would have heard about the Deadwoods first,
So,
if you don't mind.
with a 15 history, the things that you know about the Deadwoods. The Deadwoods are a place where things don't necessarily operate under the same, we'll call it life force, as they do in the regular parts of the world. These are places where, as you have been a traveling adventurer, the rumors that you've heard, these are where nightmares come to life. These are where things that are best left in the dream worlds decide to make themselves physical. The Black Skull's tribe of orcs roam, killing anything that lives, generally not making do, but they stay right around the outermost skirts of the Deadwoods, They're a very interesting troop of orcs, or tribe of orcs, as they appear to have melded themselves with mechanical parts. And they raid constantly. Beyond them, there are various plagues, if you will, hordes of undead, zombies, skeletons, other nightmarish abominations that come from God knows where, God's nowhere. Very few people actually travel into the Deadwoods. They mostly just travel to the very bare, points where the ground begins to change from green to gray. But everything inside of it looks like a dead nightmarish mirror image of what you see outside. That's what you know.
Secondly, let me ask, how injured does everyone look?
Well, Fayte looks great, Cilia looks great, Calamar looks great, and you're about the worst of it. As Wimsy looks, fine.
I'm looking at my wounds.
While maintaining a very
Hey,
So
pretty
it's like-
boy.
Just like spring.
tiebreaker. Gaal Hra.
Gaal is going to pull out the broken short sword and look at it in the light. If I had Klee, Jin, or any of my kith with me, I would feel safe traveling in the night.
See?
I have heard. Yeah, see, I've heard some bad things about that place, see?
You have to get them going.
I've heard some nasty rumors, abominations of flesh made manifest. In my tongue, Quarjet resides in those lands, seeking to make pain of every moment. Right now, you all might feel fine. But I'm afraid that one step in those woods, and we wouldn't feel that great.
Didn't we just travel from hell?
And look how devastated we got.
I mean, we're not dead.
It's more
I
like
almost
like
died in a
pretty good-
box.
Okay, so let's make it
Speak for
short and sweet. Are
yourself.
we staying or are we going?
I say that we stay.
Okay, then we're gonna stay.
Well, you said that you'd vote for the majority.
There is no majority.
Well, it's tied. So then I guess
So, tiebreaker Cilia. You wanted to remain neutral this entire time. Unfortunately, you find yourself.
yeah, we're gonna stay.
So be it. I think we should probably stay in the same building together and pull the horses close. I see you. Sorry, I shouldn't assume. Do we see her familiar? I see you have a familiar there. Could it possibly be persuaded to watch the horses?
Yeah, I'm sure it would be fine watching horses.
Then I say we make camp quick, nice and easy, get our rest, and be out. As he starts leading the horses towards the main house.
Okay.
I mean, it's trash in there. We could even just put them inside.
I don't know that.
that's a great idea.
No,
like that.
you don't want that. You don't want that.
Put them in the kitchen. It's big in there.
They just release a lot. I don't know
Blood
if
everywhere.
yeah.
I'd rather not desecrate a house that blood has been shed in.
It's very homey, yet the viscera and detritus are quite distracting from the mosaic handmade glass sculptures in the windows.
I'm
It's
just
so
saying.
beautiful, yet disgustingly morbid from all the detritus. Beautiful.
I'm just saying. I don't want Sajuka on me or any of us, and I also don't want to wake up in the morning, go to get some
Sardaukar on you.
Sajuk car.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to wake up in the morning, grab some breakfast and then step in a giant pile of horse poop. So, if we could leave them in the stables, I'll
Well, if
I'll
there's
watch them.
concern about the well-being of our transportation, I think that maybe stepping in a shit here and there is not a big deal.
Would you guys like to put this to a vote?
Point of interest, point of note, point of fact. Those of you who are familiar with the road might remember that there are these things called watches that certain adventuring parties will take, so that way there's somebody awake who is able to keep an eye on the perimeter of their camp when they make camp. But some of you guys aren't necessarily adventurers to this plane of existence, and some of you guys are squid people, so I don't know how familiar you are with the usual goings on, but that is something that at the very least Gaal and Cilia would guaranteed know.
Listen,
Yes.
why don't we just tie them up to the front of the house? We'll do the same thing that I've done with every troop that I've ran with. One person, 2 people, just taking the shift for 4 hours, and then they get rest and another shift comes. Same old, same old.
Great. Let's do that.
Okay.
I'm
Ready.
fine with that. I just tried to get around it with the familiar, but that's essentially what I wanted, yes. So let's do that. I'll get the horses over there.
Okay, here's what we'll do. I think we're going to want to do a bit of a time jump because it is still very much daylight out. If you guys are going to sleep for overnight, unless you wanted to take a long rest and sleep now and then wake up and travel in the middle of the night, we can do that as well. But I don't
Can
think
we
you
do
guys...
projects in the meantime?
That's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. If we go, let's go down the list. Everybody could tell me what they want to do for the next, I don't know, like 5 hours or so. And
Well,
then,
don't we need fire? Whoa, what's that? Go ahead.
well, that brings us to an interesting point. If that's what you want to do, is to begin to make this more hospitable or whatever than that, you can let me know when we get to you guys. I'm going to go through the list that I've got right here in front of me on Discord. We're going to start with Gaal. For the next 5 hours, what is it that Gaal would like to do? Anything at all?
In the first hour, he would like to approach, if he could at the same time, both Wimsy and Calamar. But if he can't get them together, then he's just going to approach Calamar and take them to the side.
Okay, let me get back to you real quick because I want to know what
Yeah.
everybody else is going to do just in case somebody's going to be more involved with a task. So,
Yeah.
we'll go to the next one. Perfect timing. Calamar, what are you going to be doing for the next 5 hours or so?
I want to finish. So I've done 1 hour or probably half an hour on the wand, and then with the long rest that I'll start the transition of that being my second infusion, which I have, but I don't have it equipped, right? Like I haven't picked the infusion because
Right.
I've never had a wand.
So what
and then
infusions
I
did
want-
you pick?
The
Because
infusions
I
that I
don't know
did.
when you can choose what infusions you have. Do you have that
I'm-
as your list
no,
of potential
yes,
infusions?
yes,
Oh, gotcha.
It's
okay,
one of the
gotcha,
4.
gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
But I just didn't have. I don't have it because I don't
Right.
have the wand.
Right.
And then I want to do the Awakened Spell book to change a spell.
Okay. So,
Or wait.
how
wait a
long
minute.
does it take to infuse that item? Is it just a
It's
single action?
It's at the end of a long rest. So finishing the
Okay.
wand, and then in the morning, the magic epoxy solidifies. I don't know.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, and that's the beauty of the artificer is that you can tell me how it is that you actually apply said infusion. But so you want to, at the end of your long rest is when you want to have created your wand infusion. Now before that long rest, the 5 hours that you have before the 8 hours or so of rest and sleep combo, what is it that you would like to do?
I believe something, I can't find it, but I think I can change my spells at the end of a long rest also.
Yeah, that's just preparing spells, right?
Oh, then yes, that'll be at the end of the long rest. But depending on how long the wand is my main priority.
Right.
If that gets done quickly, I want to look through those other scrolls, or the magic scroll, and then the 3 other sealed scrolls with the
Gotcha.
symbols on them.
So we'll start with the scrolls, and then we'll see about if there's any time. Now, that being said, going through these scrolls is going to be quite involved. So I think, Gaal, that it would be probably better for you to go to Wimsy instead, as you know, fucking Calamar is going to be
got a
literally
list of
like
work in front of
arcanely reading at the very least one of these scrolls, trying to figure out what it is, and then from there we'll figure that out.
You would see the he at this point he's trying to be like comfortable, so he would drop the illusion of himself, and he's kind of like sitting in a chair that's too small, and you'd see like as he pulls his hand back, a like quill that looks like it's almost kind of like a tentacle with a sharp fucking beak on the end of it, like apparates out of his hand as his 4 fingers grab it at like just that looks unnatural. It's not like how you would typically hold a pencil. He's like, I don't know, 4-finger
Like
grab,
like a chopstick at the end of it. And
yes, something just it doesn't look right. And as he's like reading the spell and then taking notes, I'm not trying to make a spell scroll because I can't do that yet, but I'm just taking notes on it.
Give me Arcana.
Okay. Yeah. Natural 1. Shit.
Okay. So, Gaal, you would see Calamar very invested in what he's doing. It looks like now's probably not a good time to like kind of get all up in his business.
There's a menacing psychic energy as he's like getting frustrated.
It says menacing
Yes,
behind him in purple letters. Would you like to go talk to Wimsy instead, or would you wait for Gaal? Instead. Okay.
I mean, Gaal is the one who seemed more adamant on going out. So
or, I mean, not Gaal. Calamar.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait to talk to myself. So, how you doing around here? Not too bad, you know. Some of these people I don't care about. Same thing, you know. Sometimes I like these people. Sometimes I think they're chumps. You know, I don't know.
Boy, do you say that out loud? Because I think you're gonna get like obliterated. Anyways, so you go to talk to Calamar, and you're like, ooh, that's a bad time. And then you're gonna go and talk to
Wimsy first, and then
Wimsy first.
Yeah.
All right. So you catch him as he's going, just about to go do whatever it is that he's going to do. What would you like to say?
Hand on hand on the shoulder, like just barely grasping the back of the shoulder. Listen, I know. I mean, I don't know your mindset. You might be wanting to go seek glory and all of that. I found that sometimes we don't need to seek the opportunity. The opportunity comes and seeks us. We are in godless lands right now, my friend. But we will be the purifying flames that will scorch these lands and bring them back anew, renewed, in due time. One night of rest will not delay the quest that long, I promise.
Was he saying that to?
To you, my friend.
Okay, I figured. You just needed to make sure. Wimsy kind of looks at him, kind of like giving that shit-eating like smile, just, and then just going, "Are you confessing your love to me? Because I am flattered, but not interested."
Gaal is just going to let go of him. Nope. All right. This is why I wanted to talk to the other guy. Have a good night. You know, get some good sleep. Get some good food. Make some good food.
What an interesting owl. I wonder how many licks does it take to the center of his soul.
Gaal, is there any activity that you would like to do in this downtime?
Did anyone mention the smithy?
No.
Like mentioned as it how?
I mean, so yeah, would I have seen that this is actually like a smithy in itself?
Yeah.
I want to go investigate it.
Because I investigated it.
Wimsy did go investigate it, but you wouldn't have known that. You were inside of the house.
Yeah.
Roll me investigation check. Fayte. What's something you want to do for the next 5 hours before you go to sleep? Ish.
I guess I'll just try to kind of do dexterity exercises. because there's two things he wants to do or to improve upon. So he knows his huge weakness is the fact that he can be that he has low things he can do to people that take control of him, either through intelligence or charisma. He doesn't really know how to help himself on that though, besides like I don't know, constant being taken over so he can try to break it. So he does realize that, but he's just gonna train his dex with his echo and just kind of do where he doesn't have a weapon, his echo just keeps slashing at him as he keeps trying to dodge.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an acrobatics check. And give me a constitution saving throw. How far are you willing to take it? Are you willing to put yourself to exhaustion to train up your ability to duck, dodge, and be generally agile?
Shit.
Because what you're asking is to start the training to make yourself more comfortable in your own body, to make yourself as light as you can be.
Yeah,
So to have your echo attacking you, even though you don't wear any armor, you still need to get comfortable doing the dodges, the ducks, the rolls, the shit like that, right? So you're able to keep this up, but for how long, I don't know. How long would you like to? Would you take it to the point where you're going to gain a level of exhaustion until you take a long rest?
Yeah, if resting afterwards would take it away, then definitely.
Just a single point of exhaustion.
Yeah. So yeah, he would take it that far if he knew that.
Give yourself a single point of exhaustion. Okay, so that's going to be what you do until you go to bed.
Yeah, and it just no, okay.
Cilia, what are you doing for the next 5 hours until you go to sleep?
I think Cilia would probably look for like a good vantage point just to kind of keep an eye on things and where we're at. So I don't know if like getting on top of the roof or on top of the little smithy area, just kind of give her like a higher vantage point to just look and perceive what's going on around that.
Okay, you gonna perch up like a bird person for the rest of the evening?
Yep, with my little buddy.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and make me a survival check.
Survival.
So, ooh, nice. So close.
32.
32?
Yeah, I got a plus 13.
Fucking monster? Dude, the top of the chimney, you're positive that would give you the absolute highest peak. The top of the chimney on the smithy would give you the absolute highest peak and give you a full 360-degree view. Give me a perception check with advantage.
No. Man. 8.
What the fuck?
I rolled it.
Yeah, a 2 and a 5. But with a plus 13, okay. So yeah, you are able to be up there and you have perfect surveillance of your surroundings. Right. Back to you, Gaal. Sorry, Wimsy. My bad. I'm sorry, not Gaal. Wimsy.
Okay.
We had this really odd conversation with Gaal.
Extremely.
And then what was it that you wanted to do for the next like 5 hours?
What did Gaal end up doing?
He ended up fucking off.
Okay.
Unless you're gonna follow him.
I'm gonna follow him and see if I can get an answer to his little mystery.
So Gaal and Wimsy go to the smithy. As you guys see they climb up there and kind of like, this is perfect. Yeah. Start like kind of sitting.
Just Spider-Manning up there.
I mean, dude, she is probably the most acrobatic person you've ever seen in your whole life. But you guys both walk over there, and Gaal is going to begin looking through the smithy, trying to see if there's anything. And you already looked through it. Would you like to assist him, or would you like to talk to him about whatever it is that he's doing? Or
I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him first and say, my friend, if you're looking for any clues or any investigations, I will let you know. I have found none when I did my investigation here.
Okay.
How good did you look through everything though? Did you just like look over it? Oh yeah, it's a bit dusty. I'm done. I'm not trying to call you an idiot. I'm just trying to see how deep you look.
Wimsy recalls his investigation method.
Yeah. He looked like he searched through it about as good as you did.
No,
And
remember I did.
as you're talking about this and you guys are going through this stuff, you see pretty much what he saw. It's been picked through some time ago. Coals are not hot, regardless of what that picture on the map says, but it's completely cold. There's a suspicious lack of stuff here, as if it had been actually like taken.
Yeah. So there's like no hammer, no anvils or nothing.
Nope. Anything that would have been a smith kit had been taken previously, roughly around 2 weeks ago.
I will tell him that I have noticed when I was doing my investigations on here, everything had been picked clean. Everything was almost taken on purpose, as with the plan. Someone wanted to take the stuff here, and nothing was stopping them.
So it would seem. It doesn't see it. It would seem to me that there was a battle here, right? And it looked like someone jumped through the window inside the house. So my theory is this, and I'm not an investigator or nothing like that. I'm just a guy who gets paid to kill stuff. I think some people came in here and were like, hey, it's a nice house you got here. It'd be a shame if something was to happen to it. And then the person got chopped down in the kitchen. And they kept fleeing in through the house and kept bleeding everywhere as they kept getting chopped into. And then they jumped out the window, really smart like, but they forgot that makes them bleed. And then one of the attackers apparently was just like has a fondness for wood. So he started biting into the door trying to get through it for some reason. And then when he finally realized you can open the door, went inside and started smashing everything because he was so angry. The other person ran away. And then the people who were here were like, hey, we're here. We might as well take everything and bleed everywhere too. And they cut themselves, started bleeding everywhere, and just picked the place clean. That's what I think happened. I'm surprised they didn't start a fire though. That's how you get the good money.
Is there any indication that any of those fucking ramblings actually happened? Was it broken glass, dried blood anywhere? Because I don't think anyone mentioned that.
The place legitimately inside of the house looks fucked up, but you didn't go inside of it, right? So you wouldn't know. But what you would see is that around the outside of the house, all the windows seem to be smashed from the inside out.
Okay.
But
yes.
Yeah, that's about it. So let me cut away from you guys real quick. Fucking Calamar. This spell looks like it may be of right around 4th order or so in the scroll.
Mm-hmm.
With that Arcana check, it's hard to tell what it is, but it is definitely an evocation spell.
Okay.
Right around what you would know as a 4th spell slot.
After getting kind of like cross-eyed and frustrated with things, he's going to try and like take a minute to get more comfortable. He starts taking off his armor, takes off his robe. It's a little chilly, I'm guessing. He mage hand smashes one of the chairs or just wood in the area, prestidigitation fire into the fireplace, and then sits back down in his too small chair, mage hands the book, and has like the like just still taking notes on it. I'm not asking for another roll. I'm just
That's the one spell scroll?
Yes, and then the other ones I thought were just like normal paper scrolls. I don't know.
Are you going to look at them, or
oh yeah,
they're
I'll
sealed?
bust the seal, the thumb,
Pop,
and
pop. Cool. So you pop the seals on one of them, and instantly you get the vibrations of a magic. Make me an Arcana check.
Fuck. 25.
The seal that you pop one of them, the seal instantly being broken reveals that this is a spell scroll as well. The seals were put there to suppress magic, creating no magical footprint. This magic in itself, as you and you pour over it, as opposed to the evocation spell that you saw from the one, let me just real quickly here, poop inside of my rear. Let me see. These ones that you see here, one of them looks to be of the enchantment school. I'm going to give you the school for all three with this one Arcana check, and then you can make individual Arcana checks to try to figure out the rest of them if you want to. Another one is likewise a evocation spell, and then there is a abjuration spell. These are the 3 spell scrolls that you get.
And
They
the
all seem
second one was
relatively
the
lower level.
illusion.
Abjuration.
Abjuration. Or no, the second one. So there's the
the
first
second
one.
one's evocation.
Evocation. So 3 evocation, 1 abjuration.
Enchantment.
Enchantment.
Evocation.
Was the first one that I rolled really bad with, correct? Okay.
No, the first one, the actual spell, the one that wasn't sealed to have its footprint removed, was evocation. It was a 4th order evocation spell.
Okay.
Of the 3 that have the seal on them, the first one that you cracked open was an evocation spell. The first one was enchantment. Second one,
evocation,
yes.
aberration. Okay,
That's
I was catching up with first, second, third, fourth. I'll start with the lower tier ones, not the one that pissed me off. I want to have a good, not frustrated night with.
Perfect. Roll me 3 Arcana checks.
Okay.
Because I can only imagine that you are going to look at all 3, one after the other.
3.
Egg Shellant. The first one, the enchantment spell. Looking this over, you know the compel duel spell is in this spell scroll.
Okay.
The second one, being the evocation, is a little bit better. You don't know necessarily if you would be able to... You would be able to cast this, but not because of your wizardly powers. This is Aura of Vitality.
Okay.
And then the last one... Sweet. You may already have this, I don't know, but you would know the aid spell. Comes from the last one. Aids.
And this is not me learning them, it's just me identifying.
No, this is you identifying what this is.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay. Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
So.
I'm good.
I think... Wimsy and Gaal, were you guys going to do anything else with this smithy? After taking the time to peel through it, realize that it was peeled, yada yada yada. All right.
No, Gaal just made the assumption of what happened.
Right.
And then as they're looking at the house and he realizes the other crack. All right. So here's what I think happened. So the person ran away.
And then we're gonna.
And then came back. And then came back and was like, "Oh, I forgot my fork." So he went inside and went to go grab the forks and they stabbed him again, so he jumped out the other window.
Suddenly,
And
Came
was
back
slowly
and tried to
trying
get
a
it.
herd tumbling. No, I'm kidding.
You hear that? I think that someone told me that
Actually,
there's
go
a
ahead.
meteor storm coming.
Actually, give me an investigation check to try
My
to put
friend-
the pieces together. Let's see
my
if you can
friend,
put the
you know-
pieces together of what happened here.
My friend, with enough refinement, you could become a bard. Not as good as me, obviously, but slightly. Your
Would you
your
roll?
penchant for storytelling.
12.
Nah, you have no fucking clue.
Now I think I'm spot on with this. I think
Okay.
you know what? I think I might
The
go to
camera,
that
by the
one
way,
city. That
we're
big
gonna-
slowly
city.
panning out.
We're gonna call this the end of your guys' night when you guys end up taking your long rest.
Yeah.
Fucking, are we doing any watches or not?
Hey, watch it. Oh,
So
we should take watches.
I only have to meditate for 4 hours, and that's a full rest for me.
Right, Elf.
So I could take half the shift.
Gaal will take the first shift.
Wimsy will take the second.
And then I'll take the third and fourth, I guess.
Okay, so we're gonna break this up into 4 watches, and you're gonna take 2 of those watches. Cool.
If no one wakes up Calamar, when everyone converges into the house, there's a pot of boiling water creating a more moist environment,
Nice.
as well as you see Calamar on this too small chair with a levitating book as he's holding the scrolls and like thumbing through. And he's basically wearing a Speedo, and you see his long, skinny arms and like rib cage and stuff, and he just looks very comfortable
Hi.
in this like doesn't really understand like your guys' faces, and he just goes back to his work as you guys enter. And then
Jesus
if no one wakes him
Christ.
up for a shift, then he will sleep through the night.
Okay. So first shift is, who was it? Was it Gaal?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, everybody beds down. Cilia, are you going into the house to sleep, or are you gonna sleep on the fucking chimney outside?
I'll probably go in the house because I'm assuming that it's gonna get cold at night. I don't want to be
I
out
would
there.
assume, but hey, it's a
Yeah.
role playing game. You can do whatever you want.
It's true.
Going in the
So-
house.
So as we all bed down, and things start to quiet down a little bit, the fire's still going. It's still humidifier inside. First watch. Go ahead and roll me 2d6 Gaal.
Got it.
Everybody kind of turns down.
5.
Fayte, sweaty like a motherfucker. And I think the humidity probably helps Fayte, like a sauna. Now go ahead and roll me a perception check.
13.
All right. So it gets quiet. You hear some light snoring coming from somebody. People are peaceful. What does Gaal do in the time where you're just post sundown?
Gaal
just-
would just be like staring at the longsword of his his best friend, like longingly, and then just like, I guess, staring out into probably like looking out, and then if he sees like nothing, then he'll just stare out into space and like remember the good days, and then like, oh, look around again, and then same thing over and over.
Okay. Your watch comes and goes peacefully. You wake up Wimsy for the second watch. All right. Wimsy, you are woken by Gaal. And it is your turn.
Okay.
When
So-
I wake him up, does the snoring stop?
No. So,
We gotta
Gaal- or
snore her. And
Wimsy.
we gotta find out who, so we can make fun of them.
To make fun of them. So, Wimsy, roll me
Mhm.
2d6 as you
Okay.
take your watch. Are you staying inside of the house when you do this, or are you gonna like go outside, check on the horses, walk around?
Go outside for a bit.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me 2d6.
Hey, 8.
All right. And now roll me a perception check.
23.
When you walk outside, you're kind of surveying. It's dark. You've got this fractured in 3 places moon that's kind of giving off scattered light. You see starlight that is bright enough to kind of create these long shadows outside. Looking towards the horses, all you see are 8 smoking legs missing a body of... No, I'm kidding. You see the horses
I would
are
like
there
to quickly. I would like to quickly point out I do have dark vision.
Yeah.
Okay.
You cast shatter on the horse. No, yeah, everything looks fine. You go through your rest, peaceful as can be. Next up is the end of your watch, and it's time for you to wake up Fayte. I assume you do that. Okay, Fayte.
Yeah.
You
go
are
ahead.
awoken by Wimsy. It is your time. You have come out of your 4-hour trance reverie, and it is now your turn. Would you like to roll me 2d6, please?
Okay. For my watch, can I jump up to the roof?
Sure.
All right, 2d6.
Are you going to spend both watches up on top of the roof?
Yeah, just so I can get a good 360.
Sure. Okay. And give me a perception check. As we have reached the middle of the night.
Oof.
You are sitting up on the rooftop. You look up to the sky and you see starlight. You're used to seeing like nebulae, purples, pinks, splashes of yellows. This is very much muted to what you're used to seeing. This is blacks, some blues, like with just these little pin motes of light of these far off stars. Seems very lonely compared to what you're used to seeing in this astral sea that's basically a churning chaos where time doesn't really move in the same manner. Roll me 2d6 for your next half of your watch. Now roll me a perception check. Do you stay on the rooftop?
Yeah.
Okay. You get the sense of dread about you as you're waiting for what you know to be an attack from without. But nobody ever expects the attack from within. As you're sitting on the rooftop, looking up, you hear the lightest crunching. Your head swivels down to where the horses are at, and you see one of the horses eating some hay. And the rest of your watch goes on without a problem.
You son of a bitch.
Daylight comes, and it's time to wake everybody up. The pre-dawn light, like just beyond the horizon, because you guys went to bed relatively early, like right around 8 or 9 o'clock is when everybody kind of laid down. So you guys are getting up like right around 5 o'clock, just about. The sun's just about over the horizon. But it's time to wake everybody up. Everybody wakes back up. You guys all enjoy the benefits of a long rest. Go ahead and remove your level of exhaustion, Fayte. The rest of you people can go ahead and get all of the benefits that you get from a long rest. Except Fayte, were you attacked by the fiend, the man who spellcast? Were you successfully hit by him?
No, I was never up against him. So like my echo was with him, but the rest of the time I fought the
you
girl.
did grapple him. I just don't know if he actually hit you once.
Hit me during the grapple. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I don't remember being hit by him.
I do remember him successfully attacking 2 people. I just don't remember who. Gaal, you were hit, and I don't know who else. I can only imagine that it was Fayte, but Gaal, you do not gain the health benefits of a long rest. As you awaken and you see where he slashed you, red claw marks have imprinted themselves on you. And what you would remember is him walking up to you and going, slashing you, and, well, you're dead, and walking past you. You have been cursed by the Rakshas's curse, and anybody who was hit, which I will have to go back and look to make sure, will not gain the health benefits of a long rest.
Do I still get my spell slots back and everything?
Everything else except for your healing.
Got it.
So,
wait, so does that mean that my my second wind still went off though? I still healed from
and
that.
you did
right?
heal from that, yes.
Okay.
But
Mm-hmm.
she's muted. Hold on.
So what it sounds like is you can be healed by magical means, but not by just regular
Natural.
rest.
Yeah.
Your rest is interrupted from healing you. Okay. So as we all awaken, it is that beginning of the day whistle tune that you always hear on like cartoons and whatnot. You guys all get up, you get ready. You can do your infusions, Calamar. You can pick your spells. Everybody who needs to choose their spells, which I believe is just the 2 of you, Calamar, and possibly Gaal. But if it says learn and it doesn't say prepare Gaal, then unfortunately you don't. Yes.
Do I need to roll my d20?
Do you need to roll your d20?
Yeah, because I took a long rest.
Were you successfully
Yeah, it says
attacked?
learn on mine.
Wait, for what?
I wasn't?
Oh. Wait, what?
Remember, I have different forms. What was it, like
Right.
every time I take a long rest?
So,
Mhm.
go ahead and roll a d20. Now, let's define the parameters of this, right? I'll say, unless you want to change, like on a case-by-case basis, unless you want to change, roll a d20. On a 5 or lower, you will change against your will.
Okay,
And then we'll figure out from there what you change into.
let's do
Because
that.
that gives you a 20% chance of changing, which is pretty fey.
Okay, not 20.
Perfect. You wake up as Wimsy. So, you guys get up, you get ready. Spells are being prepared. Things are being. You're doing the Batman and Robin suit up and boot up montage.
Jesus.
Bat nipples, bat credit card. And then are you guys gonna heading north?
Yep. Yeah. As
That's
soon
the
as
plan.
we're ready to go.
Perfect.
In that time, I
So-
would have, like, with that boiling water that had probably died out, I'd, like, everyone's probably still kind of waking up and sleeping, and I pick up the chair that I was sitting in, levitate it, and then smash it into the fireplace, prestidigitation, start a fire, start boiling water again, and then dump in, how many are there? 4 of us? Yeah, 4 of us.
Wait,
then I would...
Wait. Hold on. What the fuck just happened? What just happened?
Your headset died?
Hold on to your butts. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. Please say that again. You woke up, you smashed it. My headphone died.
Yeah.
You woke up, you smashed it, and then you prestidigitated to boil some water, and then...
I'm going to cook breakfast. of the rations. So I'll dump 4 of my rations into the pot at an appropriate level and just make this like what's that called? Like army stew.
Oh yeah.
Like just whatever the fuck it is, but you're getting your water and you're getting the other stuff, and I plate it up.
Sweet. Go ahead and roll me a cooking check. Did you add cooking to your skills?
Yes, I did.
Perfect. It's intelligence based.
22.
Nice. So everybody would smell an amazing smell of breakfast foods. It actually smells somehow like eggs and bakey. Whatever he put the juju on it for, as far as his culinary abilities, makes it smell amazing. And when you taste it, it doesn't taste that bad. It kind of tastes like oatmeal because it's a lot of like dried and rehydrated things.
It's like raisins and shit.
Yeah, but the raisins are the beef jerky.
Yeah.
Rehydrated meat. And you are able to, you guys can all, if you want to, take a taste. Tastes amazing if you do. If you don't taste it, then, you're an asshole.
That's pretty good. Thank you.
If you want it to be enough for everybody, remove the number of rations equal to what everybody would need for the day.
4. Yep.
Perfect.
And then I gotta. So with wizards, since I don't have the spell learned, I can't prepare new spells, correct? Because I only picked. Can I pick spells every day, like from the list of things that I don't have? Or
only spells that are in your spell book are ones that you can prepare. So you can always add spells to your spell book as you learn them, but you can only prepare from the ones that are in your book. If you have more spells in your book than you're able to prepare, then you can swap those out.
Yeah, I'm only going with the 13 spells that I have, so I'm not changing anything because I can't until I learn.
You haven't learned any more spells than what you have.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, all right, then I am done, but I do the infusion thing, and yeah, it would look like I have made a sort of like paste that like infuses into that piece of wood. Yeah, but it like as it sets in, it like kind of gets like a dark shimmery epoxy look, like kind of like a glitter blue and black. Sweet. As it like fuses into the like the really rough parts. And this looks just like a fucking shiv. It's not, it looks like where it blasted off, he didn't touch anything with the front, but he worked on the handle. Nice. And so I will pick that, and I am dropping the enhanced defense.
Dope. And you give yourself the arcane focus or whatever? Yes, yeah, so you can add a wand.
Okay. Wand.
Yeah, the wand is just a piece of wood that you use as an arcane focus, basically a blasting rod. It doesn't necessarily have to be magical in effect. Much like how a staff is not necessarily magical, you can have a quarterstaff still be used as an arcane focus for a wizard.
Great infusion, nice. I'm gonna put on my armor, Batman sequence, and then I'm ready. I'm good.
All right. Is there anything anybody wanted to do in preparation before you guys all hop onto your horses and ride like the wind, Bullseye?
Just your morning exercise routine, squats, deadlift with the swords and gear in one arm, trying to show off. Right. He's a strong bird boy.
So, I would use breakfast, drink some water, motion if I could refill my water skin in his bag.
Yes.
And just kind of, nod my head, appreciate this guy's really useful, and still glad that there's something familiar down there for him.
Sweet. Give me an athletics check, Gaal, and then you guys can continue. If you were going to have an RP moment or anything. All right?
I'm having an RP moment.
Okay. Now, Wimsy, is there anything that you're going to do in preparation?
No, don't have any spells to prepare. I think I'm good to go.
Dope. Cilia, anything in preparation?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. As you guys all are getting ready and whatnot, you see Gaal come out, and he has amazing form. He is really he's looking like Cali muscle. He really be out here going to Slap City fucking pumping it up. He gets a good pump too. You can see like muscles flexing underneath his feathers, which kind of like, you know how like feathers kind of do that like movement thing where they kind of like, yeah. You guys are seeing all sorts of shit. He's a strong boy. So you do that, you get a good pump going with your broken sword and all your stuff, and you guys head out. What direction are we gonna go?
Go ahead.
Straight for it? Oh, actually,
Can we
let me.
can you see the map?
yes.
Yeah.
Let's do that. So, yep. As we find ourselves on the map here, now we have a choice to make. As we all, can zoom into like 150, 160. You guys have a choice. Would you like to go to S17, R16, or S15? I believe it's a vote.
16.
I say 15.
16.
Let's see. Are we talking about R?
15,
There's-
16, or
there's-
17?
They're saying R16. I said S15.
I'm with 16. I think
Okay.
16 with the if we can see like these pyres, I'd like to think of that as maybe it's a place where we could shelter potentially.
Would that be on our map or no?
Yeah, the map.
Kind of.
Yeah, if there's something that looks like it could serve as a
Imagine
potential
plateaus, right? Like Wild West
Yeah.
plateaus. That's what you would have like kind of drawn on your map slightly just to kind of give you an idea of like this is all landmark travel based.
yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not a tom-tom. So it would be like, oh, you got to go north. And when you hit the plateaus, this is the edge of the Deadwood.
Move 10 miles north.
Right. So are we all going R16 then?
Or 16
Dope.
sounds like it.
Yeah, R16.
If everyone wants to go that way, then that's where I would
Who
go.
is going to spearhead this travel?
Not me.
I will.
have-
I don't
Hold on a
spearhead.
second. Hold on. I got really good survival.
Fair.
Hmm.
Okay, so Cilia is going to be basically going to be the one who is going to be leading us all to the Deadwoods then, yeah?
Yes.
Eggshellant. Go ahead and first.
I also
and
have an
foremost-
idea of where, like a better idea of
Very true.
where they started.
Incredibly true. In fact, it's so true that I want you to roll me a D100.
Oh. Well.
A gentleman caller.
I also have a question.
Lord, Lord.
86.
What was
Pick
your
up
question?
sticks.
If it's possible to be starting to transcribe with burning, doing the scribe thing by, if it's feasible to be in the back of the cart trying to not perceive my environment at all, but like trying to continue the work that I started on the night before.
Okay, so that's a good question. Who is actually riding the horses? I can only assume that if you're asking that you're not actually riding the horse. You're going to be sitting in the back of the in the cart,
Mhm.
right?
I can ride one.
Are you riding one? And I can only assume that Cilia will be riding the other one, right?
Yeah.
So I want both of you guys to individually make me animal handling checks.
Can I get advantage because I fed them hay?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Gotta ask.
Now,
Gotta ask.
Can I
want
try to
for
calm the horse to give her advantage?
Silvery barbs. I'm just kidding.
I want for Cilia to make me a survival check at disadvantage.
Ow. You.
Did I get advantage because I gave you a hand job last night? No.
Still got a 19 with disadvantage.
So,
Nice.
Cilia is you're spending a lot of time looking at the map to try to like, okay, we're going due north because I know the sun's over here, so that means that we got to go this way. According to this map, we want to be heading blah 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 blah. So you're kind of like neglecting your horse a little bit. Now, keep in mind, I don't know what you guys as as players remember about the roads, but the roads here are very, very narrow. They are one-track roads, right? Every once in a while, every couple of miles, you see these giant stone, like they look like giant boulders that are protruding out of the ground. It's like every few miles. This travel is going to take you the entirety of the day. Now, here's the question. For Calamar, I can only assume that you are going to want to have been... I can only assume that you're going to want to have been in Fayte's cart, right?
Yeah.
Considering that he rolled far better on his animal handling, he's likely going to have far less of a bumpy ride. Because if you're
I'd
going to
be
be
fine
riding,
with rolling either or, because it didn't matter to me whichever way. But
so you're going to be trying to write while riding, right? It's going to be difficult, but I suppose you do have your mage hand.
that's what I was planning on doing, is like having it
Right.
be like a table.
So you have one mage hand that can take one thing. Do you have another mage hand that can hold the book steady? One of these things is
No.
going to be bouncing, right?
Yes, me or the object.
Yeah. So you pick. You tell me which thing is going to be bouncing.
Me.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a dexterity check.
Okay. Dexterity Checkorino.
Natural 20 on myself with a
Perfect.
+1. I got my fucking session goal. Yes.
So
Yes.
you are able to transcribe one of the 3 spell scrolls that you do know, because you didn't continue to try to identify the one that you don't know. Would you like the...
It's either aid or a vitality. I gotta...
You take your pick. With a natural 20, you can tell me which one you do.
Okay. That's all I'm doing for now. Let me just find aid. Pretty sure... Someone else.
What are you? Which one are you doing?
I'm
doing
reading. I'm trying to figure out. Equals 8.
You got to tell me.
3 spells
Aid?
and you maximum hit points. Choice number 5.
Aura of Vitality, you can do, but it would be considered an artificer spell. So I don't necessarily know if you can cast that or not. I think you might be able to, but I'm not entirely certain.
I don't think I can. It says cleric, druid, or paladin.
What?
It might be a Tasha's thing. This is weird. Aura of Vitality.
So it says Battlesmith at the bottom of it, which is an artificer spell. Which to me, if it's on that list, then you should be able to do it.
Use a bonus action to cause. I think I'm going to do aid.
Okay.
So 8 hours, we get some health points, temporary health points.
So you can add aid to your spell list. Now, I believe because you were an Order of Scribe, it'll only take you, what is it? The usual thing is, an hour, 2 hours per spell level? But because you're an Order of Scribes, it's only going to take you, like, a few minutes. So I think it only takes you, like, 4 minutes. Also, keep in mind, your being an Order of Scribe does not negate you from needing the gold cost.
Material. Yes,
except for this one thing, because I assumed that you would pack what you needed to be able to transcribe at least a little bit, and this is that little bit.
I think it says paper and then gold is required. I'll double check.
The gold would usually either be the ink or the paper or both. They don't really specify how much of each you need.
Right.
So what I'll say is that you probably packed enough for a single spell for now. You'll have to find more for this one thing.
Okay.
So that takes you that. You're doing that. What let's see, Gaal, what are you doing during this travel while you guys are doing this?
Gaal is just looking out over the horizon and making sure no one is riding up on them.
Give me a perception check.
You got it.
You guys are heading north. The horizon to your east is where the sun's coming up. Perfect.
Ah, the sun. It's so bright.
That's fucking awesome. Okay. Whimsy,
I am a
is there
bird.
anything
I
that
am
you're
a night
doing
owl.
over this montage of travel?
Oh, I'm just playing light music.
Okay.
On the road again.
All
He's the
right.
entertainment.
And then Fayte, you are. I mean, you're riding the horse, right? So you're
Yeah,
you're
so
the
I'm
one.
like also
you're
kind
a
of
pilot.
watching out.
And then that okay. Right. So you guys get about half a day's worth of travel as you guys are getting here. And I believe that I am going to need a perception check from Fayte. I already have a perception check from Gaal. Calamar has foregone his ability to do said stuff. And Wimsy, go ahead and give me a perception check at disadvantage because you're playing a thing.
Okay.
You've already given me your perception check. Oh, the memories. Okay.
16 total.
All right. So let's see. Who wants to roll the thing? Let's roll the thing. I would like for you guys to tell me who's going to roll a d20.
Make a man to do it.
How am I doing it?
I'll do it.
Well, Bruno says he doesn't mind doing it, so let him do it. He
So
was
we've
the
got
first.
Bruno and Josh. Bruno, roll me a d20. Please.
D20.
Yes.
Hey, 14.
Okay. Here we go. You guys are on your merry way. Doing what you do. You know, it's odd that you guys don't notice. Well, it's not odd because of the jostling and all the you're on a dirt road that's just sort of been compacted by scarce use, right? So it's interesting that you hear and then there comes a point where Fayte kind of slows down and Cilia slows down. What the fuck is that? As this rumbling underneath your guys' feet. And I believe, looking up, Wimsy may very well be the only person. Wimsy is the only person. Wimsy, you look up to the northwest. Just barely out of the corner of your eye, you see this of dirt. Kind of not erupt from the ground, but it kind of splashes up, if you will. Gets a little bit closer. Next thing you know, the rest of you guys have what is going on when you just see this as
Purple
this
worm.
Is that a Wookiee?
giant purple worm
Oh, yeah.
comes
Oh,
out of
no.
the ground, and it is going to begin to crash down on you guys.
Uh-oh.
Move without rhythm, horses.
As the rest of you guys see, I need everybody to make me a dexterity saving throw as you guys are thrown from the carts. Save.
And there's no chance it could have misty stepped before this thing got
There's
closer.
no chance
Okay.
that you could have
All right.
misty stepped before this thing got closer.
Nice.
Yes.
27.
Damn.
I would like inspiration to roll.
All right. If you want inspiration, everybody can have inspiration.
I shall use that.
Go for it.
I'm not going to.
I have accepted my fate.
I probably still fucking failed.
All right. Chicka chicka, chicka chicka. As you guys all, I'll let you use your bonus action to Misty Step as you're in midair. You
Son of a
to
bitch.
get
And I
where
want
you
to
need
use Starlight Step as well.
Go ahead, use your Starlight Step. Check off whatever needs to be checked off for check
Second
off.
level.
As Fayte and Calamar are taken aback, you see them both as they right themselves with their teleportation. This thing dives back underground. Cilia, you come to your feet, just barely able to roll out of this as you roll your 15. Wimsy, light as a feather. Gaal, you're a bird. So you're like,
One big flat back.
as this thing goes, and you hear coming from around you. This thing is very clearly underneath you. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
As much as I wanted to continue combat,
I know, I want to
I
keep going.
don't think you guys are going to actually be
Yeah,
in
no.
it for the long
We're gonna
haul.
be in
No.
for like 20 minutes and we're all start falling asleep.
Exactly. So we'll pick it up next time as you guys are attacked by a purple worm.
Man, I've never seen one of these in person.
What if we just play it tomorrow?
Are we
Executive
doing
producer
Josh's
Dick
thing
Wolf.
tomorrow?